wild.
Yeah, they were struggling with time management.
That's how quick that was, huh?
As we all do.
Barely saw him. He's just instant dead. But the reaction of
Chat, I just realized the YouTube stream just died. Oh, that's my bad.
That was very
Okay,
cheeky,
they got rid of the attack up.
The res and,
yeah.
I mean, it was a Rocket that won it, but it was far more competitive because of that.
Oh, fake into spawn, throw the smoke. Fake like you in spawn, tried to pull them back.
Last time they didn't know what TP, Fury didn't even know what happened.
No, but they did go behind them. It was real last time.
Wow, that out Sky was nice.
Practically a free
Nice, what a note that is.
Well, they pulled the Omen off the
Chat,
side.
I need some IT help with streams, man. Oh, that's my bad. Oh, yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, I think it was. Did you leave a comment? I think it might have been your comment. You know, maybe it was someone else's, but well, that's my bad, YouTube. YouTube, I didn't know. OBS said it was connected. I just didn't. I'll leave the YouTube monitoring on.
The opening duel against Demon 1.
He didn't fall for that.
If Demon 1 wins that duel, Lev probably win the round. Because it doesn't play the rest of the defenders in.
MW, been seeing some brilliance from him as well into that B heaven area.
It was this hold right here.
Oh.
But it was this hold between MW and Havoc.
Yeah.
That secured the round.
Signs of life for Furia now. It's not too late. This time, 3 members in mid to deal with this default.
And we have a Rafa Sage up. Let's
Again for Rafa.
It's too late.
Haven't seen him get a kill on it yet. Leviathan understanding where the Sage is now. In B
Did you catch Vitality KC? Yes, that was one we watched, right?
So many pieces of utility. What is that random?
Oh, where's MW going? In front of the Viper wall?
Into the Viper wall.
What are you doing?
Maybe he was trying to line up a timing with Havoc, but it just wasn't there.
Just comes off the angle.
Hate to see
Oof.
And Havoc, oh my god.
To timing it out on his side, and now Havoc, you're right.
Everyone getting timing right
What?
now.
You are lucky.
And gets a spam shot in exchange.
Where's
You are
Combo?
very lucky.
Oh wait, no, that was the one that I did. I didn't watch the third map, yeah, because I got too
Sage
tired.
wall.
I didn't watch the OT.
This Sage wall's still got
I went back
another,
and
like, 10
watched
seconds
highlights of
left
it, but I didn't actually watch the full map.
Maybe like 5
I was just looking
seconds.
that up. I was like, why do I not remember how it ended?
That's a big cypher though.
Yeah, that is huge.
Round-winning cypher.
Bye-bye.
No, watch the one right
Still
here.
fucking walking, as you know, only one guy is here. Hello.
Texas a little
One
bit
got him.
behind on
Yeah,
this,
Demon.
but they've invested
The first-
Yeah, actually, I'd have to go back and
Finally,
chat. I'd have to go back and look at the Abyss really to see, because I thought safe side healing was okay. For the first map.
Well, if we had a duel,
What is the help comp?
fucking satchel.
Help com.
He's been in the pit so long, the decay has surely got him down to nothing. Situation on a knife's edge. Again, keep an eye on Khalil. He's starting to flank around. Tex is waiting on the other
Oof.
side. Havoc is now dealt with. He's now down. Com gets a spam on the second. And the round for Lev.
Comms look good today. Very good.
Great
Red, my
ultimate
cat
from
always
Calm
comes
getting
over when
that
you're
sight.
speaking.
But it's
Weird.
Tex
Me?
who gets that
Yeah.
opener onto MW, who randomly swung
You know, Bren's been looking after Wyatt's cat
Viper
as well.
wall.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, it's
Yeah, we
just
call him
such
the
a
pussy whisperer.
No,
And-
no, they
Oh,
don't. No
okay.
one
wanted
says
that
that.
50-50. You heard the
No
cypher
one
came
says
down.
that.
No, but not one
The problem with
person.
falling there is that
Wyatt does leave my stream on his TV though in the living room.
Really?
Yeah.
Aw.
Maybe the
Cute.
cat knows you.
falling early like that.
No, YouTube. I didn't. It's on now. YouTube stream is on now.
So, Josh, sexist checks.
Oh, but YouTube chat isn't connected. YouTube chat. I'm sorry. Klepto, I'm sorry. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words. Chat. It's
You okay, bro?
well, now I don't have an excuse. It's actually 8:30 in the morning, which is a totally reasonable time to be up.
Lurk in mid. Seekers
Just
pop.
everything about
Tex.
what's occurring on my screen right now
Hasn't
is
skipped
very.
another headshot.
They just bait the Furia players into such bad fights so constantly.
Flash up in heaven.
Oh,
They're so. I mean,
just
look
slows
how
up.
bad those two fights are. And Graf is on the
this
other
is
side of the
surely
map
a
trying to
save.
hold
This
an
is the
operator
round.
that's I think has had
Level gets
0
eight,
kills.
And it really just looks like
Has he
Furia
actually
has
got
no
to go with the
last
offense?
round it was. Oh, they have to be so scared of this. Oh,
Leviathan making
Well, they
look
have to
easy. The
respect it a
trades
bit,
are on
but it
point.
hasn't actually gotten kills.
Texas
that sounds like
confident
not
now,
you don't
just
really need to respect.
take a look at his own hands as well. This is why you see duelist players switching over to that Sentinel
That was the guy
role
that
for
Rafa
those
won them the eco,
50-50s.
no?
If you win them on the attacking side, it just makes it that much easier.
Am I
yet to get value with
Am
this
I
operator.
wrong for thinking that this looks like the
I'm not
worst
sure if
team
it's
that we've seen
because
so far across
King has a
VCT?
good read on where he set
Furia?
up with it.
Yeah, they look worse than Ty Lue.
It's just
It's actually Ty Glue.
Ty
Glue. Yeah, well, we're watching fucking Gluria.
Didn't you just say that the Wolves are like the worst team
as
you've
far
ever
as
seen?
money goes.
Oh,
Yeah, and
2G. I forgot about
go in with an op of their own on
2G. Yeah,
Demon 1.
2G are fucking bad.
Yeah.
By the way,
Two
has been
glue.
playing a good race.
Glue.
Glue and
Many
everything.
mistakes on
Glue.
satchels.
Two
I
glue
haven't seen
sniffers.
misplaced nades.
Ty
He's done
Glue.
everything Lev have needed him to do.
Floor and the
All
glue
glue
sniffers
is
on
from something else,
Apex.
get a
On
rocket.
Apex.
That's the true test, Doug.
I mean, I'm willing to wait to see what Furia looks like
Last round of the half.
next
When
week.
they've had they've had a
Rocket
week.
kill you were looking for,
Wait, no.
But it's actually Havoc who lands it.
Yeah, they will get another.
Yeah,
Is there
one
another
more
week
shot.
until the next
Fraction
game,
and
or
they
do they play
punish.
more? Right, yeah, of
Lev
course,
caught
because
asleep
this is
at the
like the
wheel,
final
and now on their
games of
back
this
foot.
week.
Deep smoke flash on the
Big
other
PP.
side.
Because like you
Spike
said, right
rotating
now, it's like
backwards,
they don't
but
use
he was
Yuto to
waiting.
re-clear much. It's just they just keep dry peeking into bad fights.
Tough angle.
But maybe that can get fixed up with a little bit of
Don't
practice
get many
again.
shots like that.
Yeah, I mean they're trying to use util for info,
Good
but
bait
they're not
one
actually
way.
reclaiming map control.
Yeah,
that well.
yeah. They don't
They're just
actually
trying to
keep it.
Once
Figure out where
mid-presence
Lev
is
are.
shown from Furia, that's going to be Texas Q to maybe walk up a little bit.
Are they worse
They're in
than
a
Koi?
5v4 now. Okay, this they've
Oh.
done now twice.
I
where
would
they
say
re-cleared
so.
the main. This is one of the few things that they're doing.
I don't. I would say so though, because I think it's like it's much more. I think like Koi and then
There's no
even Team
fucking
Liquid in
way.
the bad
There's no
games they
way.
played.
They
You know that they're not B.
Oh,
What are we doing, Lev?
Dude, what?
where,
Hello? Hello?
where does
Oh my god.
Section in.
Well, they've completely cleared the rest of the map. Bro,
Oh
bro,
my.
your teammate is in mid!
Oh my!
Oh,
no!
that's embarrassing for
Free
Heat.
B-site.
That is embarrassing for Heat.
Texas
What
still
way are you
A as well.
looking?
They
MW's in a
cleared the
position to
full
maybe make a
side
play,
of
but
B
you're right.
and they're on B.
Tex unknowingly.
I mean,
secure
that's
the
something's
round.
gone very wrong there.
Flanking the flank.
This
Will he
is.
expect MW? Will he hear Tex?
Oh, wait a
But
second.
Would this
the
version of
timing is
Furia
big
beat
here.
2G?
The timing is really big out from MW. He's gonna get one pop of secret, and now he's gonna know there's one on the other side.
Big fight.
But Tex
Oh,
strikes
big kill.
once more.
know
After
that
just
they
flying
would.
like what, 16 hours to
Furious
get
still
there.
not really in a
Straight off a
position to will
plane.
their way back into this. Blue's gonna have to 1v3.
Jesus
He's
Christ.
gotten
Khalil?
one,
Maybe?
and that's
Run it
all.
back?
It will
Oh.
be another 9-3 half for Lev.
And just another
Oy, oy, oy.
dismantling of the defense of Furia. King.
You can
he's
see the
sitting at
fucking
top of
glue in the
scoreboard
Furia
right now. He's
logo mount.
calling like a madman.
It was a great
The
start
rabid
from Fury. I
panther
love
that's
what
been
they
eating
tried
too
to
much
do.
messed
They
up.
haven't shown that aggression this half,
Yeah.
but it
it's-
still wasn't enough.
And it was the impatience, Doug.
Show me the
From
Heat
Rafa
whiff.
trying to clear out that vent area. From MW peeking the flank on Tex a little too soon.
A 9-3 half for Lev. We'll see you guys on the other side of the break.
By the way, the DFM game is not helping the GN disaster class narrative. Even the analysts were like, yeah, assess clears. The thing, okay, listen, GN didn't look that great. I do think that he is going to take some time. I don't think a lot of people got what I meant during the cast, by the way, when I said I think GN's starting to warm up. Obviously, I don't think he's like, he was looking to carry the game. But, the thing is I do think like there in the very first map he looked lost, and then he looked less lost. Like he looked like he was holding positions that the team needed him to, etc. Was he fragging out? No. But also, people are making it sound like it's all these people only watch Radiant Invitational. You're gonna tell me that you watched 2024 CES on DFM and you think absolutely he is guaranteed to clear GN for the whole year? That is insane. I think that's insane. And I liked Cess in 2024. I thought Cess was a smart player, but I did not think he was a fragger. He would yeah, he was the only one that every now and then fragged next to May, but like it was every now and then.
plenty of reasons to be smiling. 9.
Like, I'm looking at his stats right now for stage 2, 0.86 KD,
Because it feels like LEV are playing
near the
game
bottom
as
for
well as you
sure.
could ask for, but it also feels a little bit self-inflicted on the side of Fury. It feels like they're shooting themselves in the
He was
foot a bit.
8th from the bottom up in ratings in stage 1, 0.78 KD,
When you're losing the 50-50s like that,
right? 97 average damage per round in stage 1. Like, you can't be just looking at his Radiant Asia Invitational pop-off the one time that he does it and think this guy clears. This narrative, I think, is really unfair to Gian. I mean, yeah, Gian's not going to be the Charon, the Primi, the Demon 1, where just right off the debut, he's ripping it apart. Fine, that's totally fair, because that clearly happened, and he didn't look like he was ready for it. But it's similar to for instance, like Foxy 9, right? Like Foxy 9, yeah, he had a decent debut match, but afterwards it was rough. But I think it's much more his mechanics, I think, continue to prove themselves as time goes on. It's just a matter of how fast can he get onto the team setting, and Foxy 9 has been improving, and the question will always be, is the improvement fast enough? And I think Gian deserves a year to be given that. If the team all believes that he is really that talented because of what they saw in ranked, then I think he deserves a year. It's crazy to me that people are looking at this and being like, oh, Cess clears. And it's like, yeah, maybe Cess would have been better for kickoff, but would it have gotten them to Bangkok? I'm just gonna go in and say no. So then I'm actually glad a team is putting time and investment into their rookie, because if they believe that that's the vision for the whole year. Because if it got you to Bangkok and Masters Bangkok was that, like, let's say it was Masters Tokyo in the first for kickoff. I mean, sure, okay, then I get it. Like, you do whatever you can for your best shot at going. But Cess was not going to get them to Bangkok if they couldn't get to, like, lower finals with Gian. You know what I mean?
it just looks like Leviathan are trying to get them out of here.
Yeah, they got
So
I mean,
it's this narrative that Gian is not it and Cess is it. It's like, dude, people are talking as if Cess is good, like Cess was meant to be the Japanese Charon or something, and it's like, guys, are we forgetting that he played all last year? And again, I liked how he played. I thought he was a very clever player. I thought his positioning was very good, but his fragging was inconsistent last year. Inconsistent, very inconsistent. And sometimes he'd get in deep over his head, trying to get too creative. And I think he cleaned up a lot during the offseason. There's a chance that he really did improve a lot on his fragging, but obviously what the team sees in scrims and practice is that Gian is better mechanically, and they think that that's the future. Then I'm willing to give him a year. And I think fans should too, because otherwise we'll never see new talent.
But Doug, we've seen this
I don't know
before.
where it is.
We've seen.
How about
Fury
you? This
be
is
up
yours.
numbers.
This is your
Yeah,
moment.
this is his thing.
Yeah, this is your
wrong.
thing. Like, I had to learn what sounding was yesterday, and I don't
Do you think they
want.
can do
Oh god, I mean
That-
that's worse. That's worse.
Yeah,
I
that
wanna
fucking
answer
sucked.
that question.
I don't want you to have to deal with that. Okay. This is me being your
Why
friend,
it
Josh.
creeps across the site.
I don't know what I
Huff
just
him?
walked into.
But it,
No,
like,
no,
it's
just
like,
stop where
Checking
stop
spawn,
the
they're not
brain drain.
fully
Stop the brain
confident. When
drain.
they do have some time to think this through.
What did I just walk into?
Like how much
How do they
is too
manufacture a
much?
round win?
I learned what sounding was
Basalt?
yesterday, well.
I
Yeah.
don't know what that is.
You know, like
Oh,
how
'cause,
much
like-
does
He
it
did
take?
that way.
well, if they're in the
Freeze by
bath with
just
you,
Fucking hell!
the
Now
smell
we're
of
gonna
them-
walk into that.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
King.
30 seconds.
If you put bath salts in the bath,
Not again.
that's fine.
Not again.
Yeah, no shit.
Drink the
If you
bath
put
water.
bath salts
Here.
and you just
And they
sniff
still
them,
don't know he's here.
that's how you
mean,
stop
Yeah,
people from
well,
passing out.
do
and
Do you
stuff, right?
chat?
What are they
Does
called?
everybody know what this is? I don't know what this
smelling
is.
salts. Aren't they the same as bath salts?
I'm not gonna look it up.
Oh
Oh,
no,
you're
you
still
lost
lost.
this round.
What
Was that another
5v3?
2v5?
4.
That is a 5v3.
The 2v4.
They didn't have guns though, did
4v2,
they?
yeah.
Did they have guns? They had
3v5
like
on
a
the
judge and
first
stuff.
map.
No, they didn't have guns. But
2v5.
So,
Now
this is
Okay.
what we
2v4.
normally talk about.
Just
When the
in
games
case
are
your
shit,
mental
yeah.
wasn't boomed enough if
Okay.
you're Furia.
All right,
I'm working on my
I'm gonna
Twitch,
trust
to be
Twitch
fair.
chat
I'm,
on
like,
this
deep in it, trying to fix it.
for once.
It's such a rough spot to be in. And I've been there.
Yo,
Wait,
Gumi with the
Josh,
prime
you want
sub.
friendship bracelets?
Thank you, appreciate it. I think that might have been during halftime, so I missed it.
You know,
That's my
We're not
bad.
too excited.
I gotta
The
get better
problem
at
with that
checking in
is-
during halftime
How
and
do I
timeouts,
politely
but thanks for
decline?
using your prime sub
I
on the
don't,
channel.
I don't want
And it's again a lot of the
to
same
imply
things.
that I'm
Say
not
no.
friends
Say
with
no.
you,
So good.
and I
Say
do
no.
appreciate the
All
offer.
that space for the time being.
But I wouldn't
Would you
wear
be
them. I
upset
wouldn't
if
get
we-
use
if I didn't
out.
wear it?
And now a second attempt from Furia to take
Would
what
upset
they
you?
were looking for at the beginning, but it's so expensive.
Yeah, like I
Everyone
would want you
does
to wear it.
so
So if
much
you don't want to wear it, I
utility.
won't take it for you.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
afraid.
And I appreciate you being honest with me,
Just
so I
how
felt
But we're
quick
still
enough.
friends. But
Yeah, we're still homies. Yeah.
They try
I
to
don't.
clear
But
the
to be
threat, but
fair,
things-
I
the
don't
kills
wear
achieved are
bracelets. The only
traded.
bracelet I wear is like in memoriam of someone.
Calm
And it's very
arrives
thin,
at the
so I
scene
can't
of the
feel it.
crime, but the spike still not made its way
So
out.
like, I don't like the actual like,
Khalil
feeling of
once
bracelets
again
or
ahead of
necklaces,
everything,
so.
but in a position to
Usually
potentially
refers
strike.
to
Chat, I need to get back to wearing
Well.
watches.
methylene
I miss
Are
wearing
you-
watches.
pyrovalerone.
And they want this so bad.
Methylene
Like, so
dioxypyrovalerone.
Dude,
That
what?
is a fucking
Really
Valorant.
far up.
I'm gonna. Dude, we're getting in too deep. I think they're still in that conversation. I'm just gonna mute it until the
Now
next
moving
game.
to the spike plant.
They've lost it. They've
One
lost the
rifle
game.
on
The
board
game
for
is
the defense
gone.
In the hands of Demon One.
Not again.
Rafa's weak.
Oh
He's
wait,
very
what?
weak.
It's subbed with your old name. Oh. To be fair, there's not much to talk about in this game.
As the spike ticks away.
Yeah,
I
think
honestly,
Lugia
I am
Tonic
kind of
just gonna go
torn,
for
chat.
exits
Like
at this point.
in these games that
Takes
are,
things into his own hands,
they're
gets
like this is
proactive
not even
kills,
muddy,
protects the
right?
event.
In the games that aren't great, I don't know if I
Yeah,
prefer
Lev,
to
Yvonne weren't going for the retake this time around.
talk with these guys about things that I would have never ever
Furia
talked about in my
convert
life,
A
or
man-up advantage
if I would
situation.
rather
Tommy's gonna
still
do as
try
much
to
damage as he
squeeze
can.
out whatever
Might
ounce
be
of
able to
analysis
snag a
there
rifle,
is
but
in the
Havoc
game.
will take him out.
Neither sounds that
So far,
exciting.
what we've seen from Furia has been a lot of A pressure. Every single round, 3 rounds in a row. Take A, have in
It
control. Take A,
really
have
is a
control, take
pick
A
your
main.
poison type of situation.
I think
Yeah, it's the
Tex was
boring
trying to
games
read
because if it's
into
muddy at the very
the
least, we
way
can
that
get
Furia
excited
was
for
playing
like
and
the
he's kinda
silly
towards that
plays
side.
and the
Now
crazy
he's switching back to
clutches
A again.
and whatnot,
They're
right?
still gonna
Like,
keep going A.
but
I'll
it's
go
like,
back.
yeah, when you have a team that
But this was
walks
a
but
much
can't
needed round
win,
for Furia,
or like
just to
they
get the
walk and they
confidence that
win,
they
but
can
the
win
enemy
these
team just
man-up
walks
advantages.
into them as
Because they've
well.
had
It's
plenty
like,
in this series, Doug.
They just haven't been able to convert.
yeah, let me just get on that invention. Yeah, let me just make a time machine in the next, 30 minutes so we can skip 5 minutes from that point on into the next match.
To put it on the stage, that should be called out by somebody.
The
from
thing is,
Yvonne.
G2.
It's a heavy mid presence.
No, if you're not a fan, I can see it. I will say though, G2's movement around the map was more interesting just because they were much more proactive about their movement. Lev is much more like, all right, we're gonna hide information. What you gonna do? You guys are gonna peek out, right? And they do, and then they die. And I was like, haha, we got you. And then they move in. And I mean, listen, if it works, it works. Like I'm not blaming Lev. It's just Furia is doing nothing to challenge
A
it.
lot of different layers in the defensive side.
But like G2, I feel is still more proactive in their overall macro movement. But that gets very nerdy. Like if there's no firefights that result from it, from a fan perspective, I totally get why people find G2 boring. I don't think they're as boring as people say they are, but that's like a very nerdy aspect.
Once they sniff him out, they hunt him down.
As a cracked execute.
The rat plays are so
Even the
annoying. Can't
stage
wait to
low
see how
over
much
the
more
top
ratty
to
G2 will
deny
play. G2 I think is going to
a
be
player
different
that's
though.
anchoring in there to get out.
Now with
It
Dogma.
seems like Lev are just going to save this one out.
Yeah, not going for the 3v5 this time. Maybe can scavenge.
This
some
game is a
kills.
good second screen content. Gives me something in the background to listen to while I play Zenless Zone Zero. That's what we can talk about, chat. So I hadn't played Zenless Zone Zero in so long that I didn't have enough polychrome saved up. And I logged in yesterday. I was like, oh yeah, I gotta remember to pull for Miyabi. And I logged in and I had exactly 13 pulls. And obviously I didn't get Miyabi, but I was set up for the guarantee because I lost the 50-50 on the previous whenever I pulled. I don't even remember. So like, I really messed up is what I'm trying to say, chat. Sorry for all the non-gacha gamers. But if you have good self-control, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Oh, dude, this that slow-mo replay is kind of cinematic, yeah?
Yeah, that was just
You've got nowhere to go.
gorgeous.
It also kind of seems that LEV's style of play can be easily exploited with some anti. Well, that's what I mean. Like, I just want to know what more LEV has, because I agree. Like, the way they're playing now, it should be anti. Like, it should be anti for sure by a top team. And you could still get by if you have the better aim, but like, I don't know if we've seen enough to think that LEV is like absolutely just gonna fry against other people. But I would like to believe that LEV has more. We just don't know because they haven't been challenged yet. Wow, he got blasted.
Maybe the second attempt will be what breaks it.
Wait, you had to resist pulling? Who are you saving for? Is there another exciting character? Honestly, I was kind of excited for Miyabi, but do you think G can beat Talon?
He knows he's there, cancels it out.
If Talon is on a, like, let's see, Talon has a scale from 1 to 10 on any given day. If Talon plays, like, and I don't mean this in compared to other people. I just mean like Talon's own range of play. Like Talon, there's the Talon with a 1 and Talon with a 10. I think if Talon plays 6 and above, Talon actually wins. But if Talon plays a 5 and below, then I think GE could win.
Slow on the trigger. So unfortunate. You could see his head just look to the left for a moment.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, that's what I was thinking. But the problem is, it's not like I even saved pulls. I just didn't have pulls because I haven't played in so long.
Nice jiggles, and he gets the headshot on top of it.
Darn shame. This is how you eventually stop playing gacha games, is that you miss one timing and then you're like, all right, that's it. But I actually really like the combat in ZZZ, so I'll probably try to get back into it.
Into B main.
Yeah, the second
they didn't use any utility.
But I don't know if I'll have time to do that because of Path of Exile too.
Calm was able to be healed up.
Hold on. One, Red Zone exists. Red Zone is the greatest invention of humankind.
But you're a fan of one team.
Yeah. So, but also, two, in the UK, because we have, you know, actual kind of, you know, laws and regulations and shit, they can only show so many ads per hour. So on the UK broadcast of a game, often they'll cut away to analysis of the game and what's happening rather than just straight ads.
And that does seem better.
But also, whoa, just because you're hitting the maximum amount of adverts allowed by UK regulations does not make that a good sporting format. Like, other sports don't have anywhere near that amount of adverts. Tennis,
no,
for
I
example,
agree that
no
this is the big
football
downside
only
of
has
American
adverts in
football, but
half.
there are significant upsides to American football as well. Versus other sports.
What, like CTE? What's the fucking upside?
I'm talking from a viewing experience, not a playing experience. From a viewing experience,
I'd agree with that.
The way the sport is structured in terms of salary cap and draft means that literally any team could be good. Which is much better than, like, you know, like, if you're a fucking York City fan, like you should be, Sideshow,
yeah,
then York City are never gonna fucking do anything worthwhile.
You don't know that.
But with that Sage Wall,
I've got faith in my. I've got faith in my team that I only learned about today.
Wait, TMV, what are your thoughts on the Chiefs?
I mean, I don't like them.
Okay, good.
Leviathan should just be going for the save. I mean, yeah, they're not even moving at all. That's why you see Heat on the hunt.
So that's the main benefit, is that your team, you have hope, unless you're like a Jags fan, I guess. But
do you enjoy watching rugby?
No, I've never. You know, rugby's the one sport I never really got into.
Really, I think it's a very good sport. I've never got into it, but I have watched it live, and it is a little posh.
It's too Tory for me.
It is honestly, it is a little Tory coded.
Sometimes when you go for that retake and you just
I would say quite Tory coded, not just a little.
Yeah.
All of a sudden they can just get going. They can get a spark in their system.
No, rugby.
So
rugby's fucking sick.
Could be the right approach.
The All Blacks team in New Zealand, fucking insane.
That's just.
Also.
Yeah, I mean, rugby league does not have a Tory history, but the people who are into rugby are normally into it because they went to like
so if you're here still
a
around, they've got
good level university, and I don't know. It's a very,
you know, we talked about
it's like a,
first half.
It's a highly educated.
Net a ton of value.
I don't think he got a single up.
Tory sport.
Tory sport. Yeah, I'm sorry, it is. It's kind of like
it is a Tory sport. There's just no way of getting around it. Unlucky. See, cricket exists in a weird parallel where it's both a very upper class and working class sport.
too damn good. That's something that they
very
were ready
strange
for in the
one.
previous round as well, just not from that up close and personal.
And now
I
you've
agree with all
got
these
yourself
takes,
a man
chat.
down
These are
in an
actually
attack
pretty good
situation
sports
with an op.
takes.
Against a Viper's Pit in mid.
I don't really follow
Anytime you want to wrap this up,
rugby either, but
Anytime.
Yeah, anytime.
any fucking time, anytime.
The spike out, he
No,
Fuck me.
getting a couple of kills, but the spike's on
The
other
Furia
side,
players
it's by
keep
itself.
getting double kills and stopping the game from
And now
ending,
they're
and
in a
it's
really
like
awkward
just
situation.
fucking
Do they
roll
hit the
over and
res?
give
Do
up.
they try to rotate back?
Just
They've
Jesus
lost
Christ,
Oh,
control.
hold
roll
on.
over
They
and give
might
up.
have just fucking
And take a
inted for
look
no
at Com's
reason.
position.
Oh wait, look at Com. He's
oh,
gone all the way
Rafa
behind.
needs to get
Oh,
this
he's got
Corbin.
this.
The Seekers will see him. End this calm. Yes, thank you.
Corbin.
My goat. My look at my flanking goat.
I mean, it's impossible to tell how like the ceiling of LEV from that game. They're
Oh, yeah, that
obviously-
game doesn't tell us
Obviously,
anything.
are very good. They are obviously very good.
I
But
think we should all just got to
where
know each
the
other a little bit better,
hell,
honestly.
in terms
Did
of
see some
I mean, they just weren't challenged at all for this entire match.
but
they're like
the slow
probably a top
starts
5
was
team we've
very,
seen,
very rough.
but
They put themselves in such a tough
where?
spot.
Who knows?
And I think a lot of that has to do with starting on that defensive side.
Yeah,
not
like,
being
does
able
this
to
team
really
beat a
get in the
Sentinel?
motion of things.
Sure.
I like
Yeah, I
the way
don't
they
know.
approach
Idea.
the attack.
Don't
I
know.
like the
Could
pace
it be
that they
100
were
Thieves? I don't know.
making Leviathan play at.
They could though. It's feasible. That
Oh yeah, they
But it's
could.
just too
They
late when you're
could.
down 9-3
But
both halves.
you can't tell from a game like that.
All I know is why it was wrong.
For
We
now.
saw a
For
lot
now.
of
For
highlights
now,
today
yeah.
From Calm.
But now,
From
you
King,
really think
Tax
this?
even looked
Wyatt
very
predicted this team
sharp.
to go
No,
to Bangkok.
no, he is. I mean,
No,
he is wrong.
He's
But we
already
knew he was
wrong.
wrong. As soon as he
But
said it,
was
we knew
almost
he
at
was
30
wrong.
at halftime.
He was
With clutches.
he was off the bath salts from the very
Again, a
beginning.
great
All from
debut
the
for
back.
Marathon
One-off
on
season
this
tournament.
stage. With the roster changes, with the return of Demon 1, with an
I don't know.
import.
With an import who looked great, by the way.
They looked-
Utility was amazing.
Yeah, chat. I think this was a good
It's
game
very-
to
it's
learn how to not
very
to
lumberjack.
play macro.
How the guy
Part, though,
continues to be
his
underrated.
neck part is substantial.
Isn't that a sign like a good
Demon
beard
1
though?
looked great as well.
I don't
on
have
the
a
Rays.
beard,
He
so
played
too
better on the Rays than the
substantial.
Jet.
Too
So
it's too-
hungry.
When you have a system
his
around
I think
chin,
it's nice
like-
beard.
like this on Leviathan, I mean, it's no surprise that you can look great.
It's a great first step.
Just wait till he starts getting more
strange.
comfortable as well. Oh, that's that right click that I was trying to get a look at earlier.
Up in heaven.
Should I wait? Demon 1 ended with a 1.0.
Felt like, yeah, maybe it's because they were
He'll get back into it. I think they need to play more around him. I think Demon 1's. I think that's also always going to hamper Demon 1's career. Is that like I think he's really good. I still stand by Demon 1, but I think he's a player that you need to build around.
Has Americas had the most boring games?
I think that's
It's
rough.
just not going their way was a big part of their downfall.
No, we've had some entertainment value with like NRG Cloud 9.
Maybe for the series
700
to end the
Thieves.
way
I
that it did with
like
Tom
Doug's-
on the flank,
Do you reckon
no
I could
less.
fit into Doug's sweater?
Cleaning things up, it just-
I was saying the same
Doug's
thing. I was
quite
going
small,
to
man.
steal it in
Kind of
wardrobe,
writes itself.
but I don't think
Oh,
it's
it's so
Really does
cozy.
paint the picture
Maybe I could
very
fit
well.
into it with him.
But
I just fuck with
timing on
waffle
that,
knit
it's
sweaters.
just
You
great
know
that he
They're really
was
cute.
his own
Yeah.
Viper's
Well,
Pit
no,
in
that's
that
not waffle knit. It's cable.
Blazing
Isn't it?
perfectly well. Speaking of Com, he's
I
standing
don't
by
know,
with
I don't
Brave
know the
on the
knots
stage
of the
behind us
fucking
for the
port
Verizon.
storm. I wasn't born on a port-sized city. And the understanding the sea and the weather and reading the fucking tea leaves and the seashells and
The tea
listening
leaves
to
and the
fucking Ida and
seashells.
Elle. Like I don't know what kind of knots it is. I see holes. I like
There were
it.
some back and forth. So I want to ask you though, what were the kind of the team's expectations and also kind of the realities you saw here in your first series?
I think it was just getting a stage experience at the end of the day. And I think, as I said before, like kickoff is kind of like your way of seeing where you're at, also improving and just like honestly taking it one step at a time as a team. And I don't know, that's what we showed today.
Also,
Alright,
should
if
you
you
watch
were to,
the
like, take
BLG
one
game?
thing out of that
China
game the
does
team's
have
working
good
on or
games
still
tonight,
working
but
on
I gotta
during
watch
the season?
Pacific. Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one.
I think we're still working on like fully being on the same page on certain things. I think that's every team right now though. And then whenever we get on the same page,
It was a
you see in those
boring
rounds,
game.
Like it's clean, you know. So I would say that and keeping it consistent to like every single round.
Awesome. Talking about being on the same page, perfect segue. Thank you. The tank on the team.
I think Com has
how's
the
it
same
been
thing
playing?
as
You
me,
actually had a
where
few
I
sick
think he
clutch rounds
probably
there. What's it
chews
been
his
like kinda
food
synergizing and
mostly
bringing
on
him into
one
the fold?
side of his
I've
mouth.
never, I don't think, played with like.
What
someone
happens
from
is
Europe
then
before.
one side of
So
your
he has a
muscle
different view on
jaw
the
muscles
game, you kinda
develops
learn from
more,
him
and
see
so
what
it's
he
very
thinks,
easy
you
when
know?
you're talking
also,
to and
he's just a
and
great
even
person.
smiling to have this smirk.
Alright,
He always has
and
that
another
smirk
great
to his
person in your life.
right
Talk
right
to me about
side, and
being
if you
back
watch
on a
me
team with
talk, I
Demon
have the
1.
same
This guy
thing.
was in your wedding. You guys are so close. What's it like to be able to regroup with somebody like that and have such a close synergy on the team?
I think it feels really nice, especially like.
I don't think G2's gonna play as slow, chat. I don't think so.
Like reuniting with them, and also, you know, as you can see, he's smiling a lot and having a good time, and that's all I care about, especially after last season. Like, I want him to have fun. I want him to be back to the best player in the world.
All right, heck yeah. And final question for you. It's a two-parter, but Cloud9 G2 next. Who do you got, but who would you rather be facing coming that next game?
G2 100%, because I feel like a lot of people consider them like the top of NA and stuff like that. I think it's always fun to like play the best team and see where you're at. And yeah, I got a shit on Jaw.
All right, perfect. There you got to hear from Com.
Damn.
There's going to be some stank on the next game between them and G2 if that's the team that takes it. But that's what we got next.
Oh,
Com.
G2's jerseys look kind of nice.
Cloud9 versus G2. Don't go anywhere here at VCT Kickoff. We'll be right back.
Oh, you know what it is? It's probably because he's always chewing gum on one side. I only learned about this recently, that like how, because if you, even when you're eating, if you chew mostly with one side, then it starts to affect you even when you're talking. Why does it feel like stream audio is out of sync? Try refreshing. I think it might just be because my stream was connecting and disconnecting. Chat, I'm gonna run some ads, and then grab some food, and then I'll be back. I'm just gonna play my own music, chat, because I'm so sick of this having to request them to not demonetize the stream every time, but for music copyright with the watch parties. So we will be back if I can remember where my music was. Yeah. All right, chat, we'll be back in a bit. Wait, what's going on? Chat, you guys are losing your mind. I'm gonna run some ads. Oh, the jerseys look kind of nice. Django. Hey, Chobra, I discovered you recently. Just want to say I really enjoy your YouTube analyses, especially about Super Meteor and Foxy. Thank you. Appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Chobra, do you think this will be a close matchup? If C9 plays like they did last time, right? But if not, I mean, I think there's a chance that C9 gets run over, to be honest. Dude, freeing Giacomo out of contract jail is funny, by the way. Should we listen to the desk yap? Should we do a little yap listening sesh while we eat my sweet potatoes?
About being just having Jog added into this roster. I think it's going to be really interesting to watch how he differs as a player to Icy. Icy was known.
I don't think G2 will be boring if they do. They're not using Jog properly. I would agree for the most part. I mean, listen, I think having that as your core color is still okay, and I think Jog can work fine just there as well. But I think they'll have much more explosive moments for sure. Like, you have Chobra, come on. And I don't think it's that G2's not capable of doing it. I think they just never really had a squad that could go full explosive.
Entry pathing has always been excellent, and now with a team that has been so details oriented, like this core has been together for so long, they know exactly how they want their hits to work. You insert a guy that's got the moves like Jaw, you're going to be looking at some of the best.
The moves like Jaw, I like it.
The team is kind of what we were seeing last year with EG when Potter was talking about, you know, just putting the faith into Jogamo.
Also, it made me break my New Year's resolution for eating healthy. Yeah. My mother-in-law messaged us yesterday and she was like, "Are you guys eating healthy? I see Will just post ramen pictures all the time on Instagram. Is that all he's eating these days?" And we were like, "Oh, don't worry. This is just for the it's for the matches. Don't worry."
I'm excited for Josh.
She's a simple person indeed. All right, well, let's go ahead and send it over to Coach Josh RT, who's standing by with Rip.
Sweet potatoes are so good, by the way, chat. Steamed sweet potatoes.
My question for you is, 2024 to 25, the big Jogamo transition for the team. Does this really change the dynamic of the team overall? And I think we know the answer, but why Jog?
I think internally with the players, team chemistry is still the same. Like, he slotted in perfectly. But as far as like the actual gameplay, the dynamics definitely shifted. I think the current meta definitely helps him, and we're able to just like go on his pace, and we also taught him like how to play the solar pace that we're known for. So I think this year will be a lot more dynamic, and a lot more switch ups.
Josh, thanks for the insight. Best of luck in the game.
Oh yeah, they're hinting at it.
Allegations this year. They're doing it. They're gonna let him have a little freedom. Some slow, some boring. Yeah. Some exciting Judgment play.
I like boring because I think that like what you get with Valorant's calling is just like really high percentage Valorant, where they're not always
baked over steamed. I'm willing to yield that it's debatable. I'm willing to yield that it's debatable.
To this squad really gave G2 something that they could not refuse by having him on this team, because he brings so much. You even heard Josh RT talk about it in that interview.
The Jogfather.
About the attitude, the demeanor. He fits in.
I don't know about that
nickname.
name.
Never had an opportunity to talk to Jogamo.
That does look awkward to see Jogamo in a G2 jersey.
So real. No, he really is. I have had a lot of conversation with the guy. He's just a real chill guy, real low key, and that fits the vibe quite well for G2, because those players are also like that. They're quite sociable, and I think that Jogamo being on that team is really going to help the squad like not only just come out of their shells, you know, professionally.
Okay, looking at it in close up, the whole like
Sure, yeah. I mean, he's not like the ego
netting
gurus where everything's about him. Like, I totally believe Josh Hart
chain fence texture, not a fan. The colors I like the gradient and the waves I like, but then what's going on with the collars, man? Like, is it a polo or not? Like, what's going on here? Okay, suddenly I take that back. The G2 jerseys, I'm not a big fan. Better than EG's though, but the bar is very low there.
Star duelist to fit into a system, be able to play that slow reserve style, but take those risks, be that guy when he needs to. And for that reason, I think he's a perfect fit with the rest of this G2 team.
Yeah, no, for sure. But let's also talk about another player on this roster, Cloud9's Net, which actually was on the G2 roster just last year and then was released.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That was a heartbreaker because Net had been with this team. This core, the guard core, had been together for so long at that point.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
From the team. That was quite startling.
Well, truthfully, last year's kickoff really reshaped Net's career, right? Because remember that day of playoff games they lost to MIBR.
Do you think NRG can go on a lowers run?
Knocked out after just losing the one map. If they're able
What does the bracket look like for them now?
Run doesn't exist. G2 might be in that position. Net
Dude, I can't believe that they're not
with G2. But that poor performance on that day led to this cascading effect where
I can't believe they lost to C9.
After going down and playing with M80 and
oh, it's NRG 100 Thieves?
Oh. Trying to beat the same G2.
I didn't get to see the Sentinel 100 Thieves game yet. I have to go back and watch that. So I don't know.
Play out in Americas for the entire time, which is crazy. But now thanks to C9's offseason where they made a lot of
I mean, I think they can.
that last minute addition, subbing in and replacing out Moose on this.
I think if they beat 100 Thieves, they can go on a run.
Has a chance to almost immediately
But that is a tough first step in the lower bracket.
on this America stage.
And you get that opportunity to play against your former team, but you're also going into that one.
Yeah, I totally forgot about the Net storyline with the grudge match.
Net managed to pick up a massive dub when we saw him take that stage last in front of his whole family. They were all cheering him on, and that has to be such a motivating factor for not just Net, but for the entirety of Cloud9, a team coming into the year that people were really low on for good reason.
That's awesome. Wait, is that his entire family? They have a very, very big family. I mean, maybe it's some relatives as well, but damn.
Good while doing.
Absolutely. You know what? If the debut
Sen versus 100 Thieves was actually good? Okay.
Taking down a G2 that said bye-bye 365 days ago, it's got to feel even better.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. But for now, though, let's actually send it over to Riv, who's got
chat. This one's overcooked. This potato's overcooked.
I am here with Nat before their matchup. I got to ask, playing against your old team here, any hard feelings going in, a chip on your shoulders? You want to take them down?
Definitely a big chip on my shoulder. I'm looking to take them down.
Oh, that's it. Quick, short, sweet.
Oh, I said definitely a big chip on my shoulder. Wow.
That's it. He just wants to take him out, plain and simple. Now, with all the roster moves in the offseason, there was a lot of skepticism around Cloud9. But, as we talked about before, they showed up and won in 2-0 fashion against an NRG team, Mimi, that everyone believed was at the top of the world.
This is really a poetic game for C9 to start their year. First of all, showing us an incredible implementation of the Tejo on Fracture.
Yeah, both of them look pretty good with the tail.
They were using that to bully arcade control from NRG almost every round in that default, leveraging that into some really nicely called mid-rounds from Mitch. And on top of that, Christy, Zeppo was like one with God in this game. He was outrageous.
Literally,
Did you see the Pacific games yesterday? I casted the Pacific games yesterday. Did you see the Pacific games yesterday?
Look at that series, which was a 2-0 for C9. Everyone in his team across 2 maps, negative. Him, extremely positive. Dude was absolutely frying.
And he was getting so much flack, as we were talking about in that game, going up against NRG, because, you know, a lot of people were like, why is Zeppa here? Blah, blah,
yeah,
blah.
but they're out of their freaking minds.
Someone was asking earlier if I think RQ now has a better chance of beating Gen G. I mean, I already had them beating Gen G, so I don't know. But I will say the maps they did win, they looked a lot more unified, like in what they wanted to do and how they wanted to play. So, ooh, so I'm cautiously optimistic.
They won with team play, with I think better.
I thought I didn't leave. I just wasn't given an offer back, but then they needed me to stand in for kickoff, so I'm just there for kickoff. They asked if I could stand in.
Really was.
So.
And then, you know, and we can continue that conversation with Zeppa here. He had so many highlights.
Chat, let me go put the dishes away before the game starts.
To pull that off here today guys, that would be a massive, massive win for them. Not just obviously because they get the dub, but also because Zeppa gets to continue to prove to everyone that he belongs in that roster.
Map 2, it was the Tejo for him, but map 1, that Clove was really excellent. I think people forget about Zeppa's history. He was not always the super supportive initiator player. When he was playing against the guard, which is now G2, way back when he was back on C9 still then, he was the Raze player, he was the primary duelist, he was swapping around with Leaf for that role, and he was an outstanding individual, and he showed that kind of gameplay on the Clove.
Yes, and I'm so glad you're like talking about like him and Leaf playing together, because we put so much time saying, oh, it's Net versus former teammates, right? But also Zeppa playing against Leaf on the other side of the stage. We've seen it before, but it's just so many fun matchups between these two teams ever since the guard came back after playing in Challengers NA and to now become G2. I feel like watching these two teams match up is always such a sick duel.
And that runs deep as well. It's not just that they were playing on C9. Zeppa and Leaf go way back. They were competing towards the end of Counter-Strike together. Those guys are really good friends, former teammates that are going to be super cool to see them face off again too.
Oh yeah, it's always nice to see those baked-in stories, former teammates, now rivals. But here's the thing, according to Zeppa, that win over NRG, that wasn't a fluke. Don't get it twisted. This isn't even Cloud9's final form. Let's check this out.
I think like our environment is really good, and I think everybody we picked up is like, you know, they obviously can contribute in fragging and like speaking up and having a voice and everything. This week it was me fragging. I'm sure next week you see Oxy, other week Vic, Net, and Mitch with the consistent calls. I would say that you can see this kind of performance and probably better. You know, like we obviously didn't like believe we played our best, but we played enough to squeak out the win against NRG. But I'd say we'll be better in the near future for sure.
Real quick, I do want to let everyone know in the arena and also watching at home, that on stage right now there's a little bit of a tech issue and we're getting that sorted. And once that's sorted, we'll be jumping over there. For the time being, though, stick around with us and we'll continue the conversation. But I know there were some things you wanted to talk about there from what Zeppa was saying.
Yeah, something that I think is really cool, not specific about Zeppa, but about the history between these two teams, is the last time G2 played. They didn't play a ton in the offseason, but they did play Red Bull Homeground in Berlin. They were up against C9. They lost that game, but that was off of Rossi going plus 22, absolutely harvesting in the match, which is why people
I can't wait to see Rossi own today.
Yeah, well, that's kind of why people were so mad when Cloud9 dropped him. But now, this is like the ultimate proof. If C9 can beat them again with the new roster, showing why they made that change and why Imi made the right choices.
I would even personally be okay if it was just like a 3-map close one. You know what I mean? If you hold an L, but it's off of a really tough, close game, that also is like proof like, hey, you know, maybe we did make the right decision here. But I know for a fact, C9, they want to be able to get this win. How big would it be? This is a team that everyone's talking about supposed to win the whole damn thing, right?
Yeah, we've taken the last 10 minutes to just talk about how excited we are for G2. And it was the same for NRG. They've already taken down one Titan. I remember our power rankings was G2 1,
NRG 2nd or 3rd or something like that.
Don't ask where we were going to put C9.
Woof. All right. Well, of course, though, continuing the conversation, let's talk about Valen.
Oh,
you know,
type G2
Yo, we got coffee. Feeling good.
This is,
I watched the Endo VODs. All good, all good. I was just giving you a hard time.
Award winner, right?
No, yeah. I knew my announcement might confuse people, but just wanted to get it out there. So since I'll be grinding watch parties and stuff already in kickoff.
Player just bar none in Americas over the course of last year. From what
Dude, okay, so that Abyss. Honestly, I think that was the toughest time. I think that's the toughest time I've had trying to not be like anti-biased for RRQ. That map was so frustrating to watch. And like May played well. I'm not trying to take credit away, but like it was actually frustrating to watch.
Against Optic on Fracture, which is
it's
why
a tech pause.
About, like former teammates up against each other.
What event was that?
Challengers. It was the qualifier to.
Was that when we were in Litis?
No, it was before that. Qualified to Reykjavik.
I don't think Zeppa will ever drop that many kills across 2 maps again this year. Yet a life game. Well, that's the big question, right? Is that like, was it a life game or is that just 2025 Zeppa?
Individually, he's such a good young IGL. Still true now, 3 years on.
Next time G2 plays.
I didn't say he was a young IGL. I just said he was good IGL.
Well, you did then, because he was 3 years old.
Next time G2 plays, we got to find the video and put it back to back. Actually, that would be amazing.
It's crazy. Like, I genuinely don't think my opinion on Valen has changed. Like,
It's a
I think this guy
tech
has been
pause?
really at the top of this game for literal years now.
Yeah, and there hasn't really been much of a reason to change that opinion, considering the success that he has had, especially what we saw.
I need them to
last
finish
year
the
as
game
well.
fast so I can play some Path of
We
Exile
spoke with
too.
Valen about why Jogamo brings so much to this G2 roster. Check it out.
We kept the same core as last year, keeping all 4 players except our duelist role, and that's where Jogamo feels like he slotted in perfectly. He kind of brings in that X factor, that fearlessness, that almost ignorance in the server, that he doesn't care about what you're doing. He's going to focus on us, and he's going to make sure he's getting
Chat, maybe
the
I'll
job
play a
done.
game of
So when we
TFT.
play in these like high pressure matches, when we play when
I haven't really played much TFT this set. I generally don't play that much. I play like a little bit and I play casually and then I'm like, oh.
that's how I feel about this
TFT
team.
is
That's
my
how I
way
feel
of
about his contribution
understanding what
to
it's
this
like to
roster.
play a game casually.
So I'm excited, and I feel like
Well, I guess
once we
gacha
get
games
that
as well, but
opportunity, like last year, where we were back-to-back domestic grand finals, we were top 3 in Shanghai and playoffs and playoffs and champions. But now I feel confident we have that key player to push us to lift that trophy.
That has been the thing that they have missed for a while, that impact player that can go in there and cause carnage. Jogamo's that guy.
Absolutely. Chrissy, question
Wait,
for
is
you.
it? Are they in maintenance? Why can't I log
They
in?
had Jojima on the team at Champions. Would the outcome have changed?
In 2022?
Oh, sorry, 2024. What
In
year would it have been?
2024, yes.
What the?
Literally, 2024, if they have Jogamo, they win champions. This year, I think they're winning champions.
Confused.
Next year, same 5 players, they're winning champions.
Who you got? Who you think going to win C9 G2? I mean, I'm still big on G2. I'm very big on G2.
How many agents will be in Valor?
That's true, that's true.
I'm a good friend. Let me help you out.
Who do you
here
have
for
for
a second.
T1 Paper X? I have
Last year,
Paper X
they
winning.
bombed
And
in
I think
kickoff.
especially after seeing how
They
T1
still
played
went on
against
the run
Boom,
they
I
did.
think I absolutely stand by Paper X winning.
It's just kickoff, guys.
But why are you bringing it up, though?
I'm just covering.
Wait, are
I'm
you
covering
saying
bases.
G2 are gonna bomb me? Are you
C9 beat Energy. I'm just very, I mean, I was pretty big on Energy too. That's true.
I don't wear sunglasses.
Come on.
But
No, I love Jojima. He's a great
Then
player.
why are you saying he's
He's one
gonna
of my
bomb?
favorite players. I was trying to help you.
All right. Well, while Mimi.
But
tries to
I'm
help
just
her
really
friend
big
and
on
failed
G2.
just spectacularly. Let's go ahead and hear from G2's 2025 lineup. Let's meet the team.
oh my gosh, they really are filling time.
What's up, guys? This is Valen, and this is my team, G2. First up, we got the Professor. When he's in the server, class is always in session. It's Jonah P. Next, we got my right-hand man, the second smartest person in the server, besides me, it's Trent. Next, my Sentinel, who's better than your star player, the Mastermind, Leaf.
I don't know if
How
I.
could we forget the world champion, my fearless entry. I call him the can opener, the way he opens up these sites.
The can opener.
It's Jogamo.
I don't know how I feel about these like the font, the style that Americas is going for. Like oh god, I don't hate it. I'm just torn on how I feel about it. I think it's much more of a, it's more you either like it or you don't. But I don't think it's bad. No, I don't think C9 beating Energy was necessarily a fluke. I just think G2's too solid. Yeah, I don't know. It could just be... Well, I think given how many times we're going to an ad break without them telling us, I think it is a tech pause, but... What'd you think of the May op shot that should have not missed on Pearl? Is that the one where he moved? It is the one where he moved, because he was on Yoru. He moved. If you look at the replay, he takes a step as he fires the shot, and that's why it went super high. He should have not moved. I mean, that was very uncharacteristic of May, but if you're talking about the one on B site, I thought it shouldn't have missed, but then you look at the replay, and he's already taking a step as he fires. It's just really unfortunate. But I think he panicked because whoever it was, his teammate, the last one alive, wasn't quite there yet. So he was like, I need to take the shot, but also stay alive. It is interesting that they're doing these like Twitch comments on the break screen. I just think that it's got to be too much effort. America's chat surely is going by very quickly. Unless they have like super slow mode on. I do think it's great that Nick lives on in the VCT broadcast by being part of the Pulsar ad. Well, I mean, of course it's handpicked. I'm just saying that's why I think it takes effort. To handpick from just constant scrolling toxicity. Logically, you're right, but the Meteor Factory can just turn the match just like that. It's true, but it's like... And like Meteors, that's the one thing that I think PaperX should watch out for is that this team, this T1 team has, you know, 3 people that are now used to beating PaperX, right? You've got 2 old DRX members and you got Meteor from his Gen G days. So like they know how to do this. So PaperX can't just, you know, go with whimsy and trust that that's enough. Dude, all these transitions are really bright. Surely they reconsider this for stage 1, man. Oh.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to VCT Americas. We're getting ready for our matchup. G2
They maybe they only tested this on phones, or like maybe only on like a different color graded monitor. I don't know. All of the transitions are so bright.
Once that is resolved, we'll be jumping straight to the game, so you don't have to worry. But for now, hang out with us, right? You know? Yeah.
They just have a team of guys or something on the side that they shuffle through their comments. Oh. Yeah, I mean, I just wonder if that's worth it.
You were so mad at me when I said
I don't bake often.
You know?
It's very simple. You just have to
I'm just...
Best dish you can bake right now.
Is that really the best use of our resources, is what I'm saying.
I made a focaccia shaped as a frog once.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna frog shape.
How was Furia versus Lev? Don't watch it. It was boring and not worth. If you want to watch Calm pop off, I guess you can watch The Haven, but...
We do anything, though. We were talking a lot about G2, but I do kind of want to revisit the conversation just a little bit with Cloud9 here while we have a bit of time.
I mean, it was just boring, and Lev was always going to win anyway, and it was just not... You know, there wasn't anything, like, nerdy with the strats. There wasn't, like, crazy highlights. Yeah, those are bad on phone, too. How did they...
Like, years ago.
Yeah, literally.
And, like, it comes full circle and is right back here.
Let me do some
Oh my gosh, I realized why I couldn't log into TFT chat. It's because I was putting in my email and not my ID. Alright, chat, it's TFT time, but not on the screen.
They were playing on Bind. He was playing Sage. He was offing almost every round on Sage.
Never mind, I have to patch.
Was still tall. There was like no
Dude, that box was tall.
Yeah. There was like the observer client was
No, there was no Netank Phoenix.
He was kind of feasting with
It was all standard comps, too. Yeah, it was pretty boring. Oh, hey, we have a countdown, though.
Yeah.
It's happening, chat.
That's why you watch those VODs, to find out.
Oh, yeah. Phoenix mirror match on Bind. Sage, also Phoenix Jet, one of the most amazing comps. People just found out that having 7-second cloudburst was good.
Dude, this game used to be crazy.
That was so busted.
When people learn
Yeah, if you look back on old VODs,
and then immediately get away with it.
Valorant has changed a lot.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people don't remember.
You know what? Let's go ahead
Everything
and
used to be so broken.
more about Mitch and see what he has to say as he dives into this new Cloud9 roster and how he fits with it.
Really? We're sending it to a video with 90 seconds left?
Is more leadership, more of like a dad figure on the team, I think. We got a bunch of Zoomers running around, so I gotta, you know, whip them into shape.
Actually, 9:30. I mean, the first game was just really quick, I guess, right? 2.5 hours in. That's when we start with a break in between. And it's actually not bad. It's just the first game was so boring. I think we all just assume that this is rough.
I know exactly what you're talking about there, Mitch.
Wait, what? There were 4 people who voted for Furia? 4?
We all went with G2.
Wait, what was their reasoning? 4 people voted for Furia?
score with a clear upgrade to Jojimo. They should absolutely win this match, but we also thought NRG was
I mean, obviously, don't put too much weight into predictions because it's just part of the broadcast. But
I will say, though, it is certainly interesting how even with C9's success, none of us believed in them at all.
Come on, this G2 roster should be gassed.
But that's still crazy. They beat the team that's supposed to be #2.
Okay, but real talk, if Zeppa is shooting like the other day and Oxy is back on form,
yeah, I mean that's the big question is if Zeppa can play like the other day. If he can play even 90% of that and Oxy gets on form, this could be a close game. But in my head, it should be a 2-0 for G2.
Going up against Cloud9. So let's go ahead and bring out those teams and get this game underway.
It's happening, chat.
I ended up with 2 of them wrong.
All right, we're in.
I was trying to find a half-decent answer.
So let's get right into it and bring out your first team. Make some noise for Cloud9!
All right, we thinking it's a 2-0?
Also, I got bullshit by Slovenia's flag having 3 little yellow stars on it.
Oh, got wrecked. Got wrecked, I see.
That is rough, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a rough one, honestly. Unlucky.
I'm with it, dude. It's got some anime intro vibes to it. I'm vibing with it. It's pretty dope. I've been watching Way of the House Husband.
Reds for this game?
Picking up a thing or two?
Picking up a thing or two.
Any C9 believers?
I want to see G2 come out and just fucking, like, I don't know. I want to Jogma be locking Brimstone, Ares in hand, stimmied up, going right inside the fucking smoke.
Oh, I'm down for that.
I want a good game.
Our score was 284.
I think G2 will win, personally, but...
Yeah, but is it a 2-0 or a 2-1?
Let's go ahead now. Bring out their
Fuck it. 2-1.
My best answer was Namibia. Ends with A. Oh, greater than 200 kilometers.
So what was your overall score?
284.
Are you supposed to get a high score or a low score?
Low. You want a low score?
Fuck. I got 357.5. So what did you go for?
They reused the bundle song.
Yo, G2, Jogmo.
I kind of got bullshit with the more than one time zone because I forgot that this game counts like little territory things as separate, so I went like the Netherlands.
Do you think 2023 EG would have held up against the top teams of 2024?
But it only actually, because it has the...
Yes, held up, yes. I don't know if they would have won again, but that's so volatile. Dude, the G2 Classic looks kind of nice.
That's exactly what I did with the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
I typed in United Kingdom and it told me it was wrong, and I was like, what the fuck?
I'm liking it more than last year.
It counts for you separate things. So yeah, like,
what was your lowest? I got a legendary 0.8%.
Ooh, mine was 1.9. What was your 0.8?
Botswana for a large country with the letter A.
Oh, I went.
Yeah, no, I think GE looks nice.
I also got
YouTube. I think GE looks. I think GE looks pretty good. I think the first map, maybe it was just jitters. Maybe they just weren't prepped. But I do think they get a little like they live by the whole once we take the fight, we take the full fight, which can be good. They are committed to it, but like, does that work against Paper Rex, Gen G, T1? You know, that I don't know, but. They made Team Secret look like Team Secret was just a very passive team.
But honestly, it is worth saying G2 have usually played a more controlled style of game. Think to their old Abyss comp that they were running initially, or Double Smokes, the Viper, and Astra.
What did you get on the Tradle? Did you actually complete the Tradle?
So I would be more surprised to see G2 play
no,
the tail
I didn't realize it was territory, so just guessed countries.
Leaned into a more controlled game plan.
Didn't realize that. But then I was a bit confused because I was like, I narrowed it down to only a part of the sea where only.
Yeah, with Teho now coming into the meta.
A Teho, a deadlock Teho. Let's go, Cloud9. Someone with a brain.
Deadlock in particular.
Breach, Deadlock, and Teho all together.
What map are we going into?
Lotus.
Ooh.
I like this.
Wait, this is kind of sick. People have been talking
You like the Viper?
I like the Viper Omen with the Teho Breach.
You're gonna Euro? I want to see only the Euro.
All right, folks, this
I wonder
is
if I wouldn't like to see
match
Leaf
of
playing
the
like
week. Riot Games Arena, why don't you do me a
Clove
favor, make some noise
and just lean
as we
into the
send it over to your
EDG.
Clove could have been good, yeah.
and Wyatt on the mic.
I mean, C9 are playing a different comp, aren't they?
Thank you very much, Golden Boy. It's great
Oh,
to
no,
be
they're
back
not.
here in the
Sorry,
Riot
we-
Games Arena for our
Have we seen them on
last
this map?
match of week 1 of
Yes,
our
we saw them play against
2021
NRG.
kickoff, and it features two teams who couldn't
Were they
have
playing Net
approached
on
the
Deadlock
offseason
then?
differently.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I don't remember them playing the Deadlock.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, I guess I didn't get to watch it live.
I was just focused on Joe Biden that entire game.
Yep, Nets went 18-17. But that was the match where it was just the Zeppa show through and through, so.
Yes, it was. If Zeppa continues to play like a god, I mean, holy shit, we might be in a different era.
Okay, wait, so I'm always confused. Is it actually Jojimo or is it Jogamo?
Both and either. And in fact, Potter calls him Georgimo. And he's fine with any of them.
Okay.
We've asked him before, and he was like, just call me whatever.
Okay, okay.
I think Lava's just stick with Jaw.
Yeah, or Jorg. Like,
Yeah, Jog. Okay.
Pulls out better than you, Toby? No. Ooh,
no. The punish.
Backing up, caught before he could round the corner.
Are we all synced on time, by the way?
Oh, I'm 105, 104.
3,
Yeah, I'm
2, 1.
Holy
0.
Yeah,
wow.
9, 8.
Look at that.
Okay, Brent.
I forgot that this was going to be Net playing against his former team as well.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until they mentioned it.
Control of Heaven Valen is ready for this though with the paranoia on standby.
I've been waiting for this moment. Match day versus G2. That's pretty cool.
The boys are fighting.
Do you think a lot of this is coming from Heaven? Good trade, Leaf.
Oh, they didn't realize until now.
I mean,
One way.
Nice try.
oh, that was a nice try. I respect it.
Classic G2 team fight trading, winning it out from even with the player disadvantage.
Also, like a weird post plan we play watching. I've just never seen a team do that.
I've never.
Don't you worry, son. I got the flag path perfect.
I think it's. Did you? Wait, zero lives lost. Yeah, you're actually you're a fucking demon. How do you know the flags that well?
Against that initiator duo.
What can I say?
Such a nightmare, but
The
C9 paced
autism
themselves
goes on.
I really like the Euro as well, Chad. I've been waiting to see the Euro. We haven't really seen a good Euro Tejo, right?
So deep into these sites and execute again.
So why do you love
So you can see
Miltank
as
so
an
much?
example here, the Omen. It is standard to take that teleport, get over back rubble. That's what Vic does.
Because I feel like the Euro basically can supplement the potential lack of extra flashes or info. Sends Pearl. Okay, I'll have to go check that out. Again, I haven't caught the Send match yet. Okay. I'll have to go check it out. But yeah, I have a big faith in either Yoru or Phoenix. But Phoenix, if you're gonna play Phoenix, I think you still need.
Oh, Leaf doesn't realize.
I mean, I think you absolutely need the breach if you're gonna play Phoenix, because either you just have to go hard on the fight. But Yoru can supplement some of the info as well.
Leaf.
See, Leaf can take that position because Valen's there with him.
Very nice.
G2's good. I mean, it's just an anti-eco, but G2's good.
Okay, so G2 have light weaponry here, like really light weaponry, some stingers and specters and stuff like that. So you don't want to let them gap close and retake on you.
The last official, the G2
But it's kind of tough to stop teams gap closing and retaking on you in this meta, because you have to play post plants on site a lot.
Yeah. I mean, you'd have to almost push out first, I think, in a weird way.
Or play super slowly and try to generate picks before you actually get.
Yeah.
Debated Rossi look into this new iteration that immediately off the jump.
And G2's playing very well against that. They're not giving picks.
Remove allegations, at least up until this point.
Leaf is.
Jordan's posting so much fucking youth.
Pretty slow about moving on out, but clearing these close corners as if
Broke
they
the drone close.
start
They had
hitting
to
A a
use
little
their
faster.
salvos. Already out of there though.
That toxic screen that's
The
going to allow
Viper's
GT to
already
play out
having
for a
quite a
moment.
lot of impact, actually. Just this wall and the way that they're playing around it. It kind of draws a line in the sand for the like breach fault line and the Tejo stuff.
Yeah, especially with no like Sky Fade. I think the Viper has a lot of value.
Yeah, that's a great point.
I'm gonna stun off
The
Jordan.
more that they come out of the meta.
The outlaw here. Never mind, they gave up on it.
They've all got the heavy arms.
Yeah, I'm still gonna do it.
There it is, Oxy down to 10. Mitch able to deal with Trent at the very least, and Net wants to go to
That's a good reaction.
Ooh, nice net.
Get that revenge.
Jorgamon and Val now have to put it together. The
Oh,
Lancer is a long
he
way
fight
away.
both bullets. He fight both bullets.
Oh.
And the mastermind's too far away.
Unfortunately, it takes
Wins this with a stinger at this range?
The outlaw, you have to be
That would be.
far away.
A literal ice age.
Oh, he's gap closed. Oh my!
Unbelievable.
That's crazy. Now he's got a
Unbelievable.
gun. Oh, he could have had a gun.
No, to keep the better gun. Oh.
Danger aside,
Wait,
the economic
hello?
damage already
I know,
dealt
they got an
from
aftershock
G2
at
is
least to
pretty
play
more
with.
than enough to be happy to walk away with it.
Yeah,
Just
they're playing. They're playing for the actual time of the Teo missiles, unlike some Sentinels. Cough, cough.
Just a little bit.
Salvo one now.
He'll be grinning.
Good luck though
Fine.
against the breach Tejo trying to defuse a spike with the clock ticking.
Yeah, no, he hasn't won.
He's got a. No, he's got no
TP here for
time.
Valen, but
Good
be
time
able to
with the
reposition
missiles.
now that Teo, you two are going to come in and Valen.
I mean, he could just save the Phantom. It's not a big deal.
He'll be walking away from this one here as Cloud9 get themselves on the
It's a
board
very
with
good
this
bonus,
buy.
though, still.
Yeah, that's a really solid bonus, chat. That's a. I can't believe Valen just patiently closes the gap. Gotta stop with that replay.
Beautiful transfer.
Sen played Euro Tejo on Split and Pro, but they got destroyed on Split.
Net on Deadlock?
Dude, I'm never
What's the
big.
thing called where you name someone and then they get the job they're named after?
Oh yeah. I just don't.
Didn't work with you though, did it?
I'm not.
Never quite got a good thought about Valorant from you.
Well, it works with
Nice.
I'm not a big fan of Euro on Split. Like, I'm a big Euro fan. I'm not a big fan of it. Oh no.
Oh wow. That is lovely.
That,
And
yeah.
that trap play doesn't even require much setup. I mean, they did that from such passive positions.
Yeah. I've been a breach in this little in the list.
so far away.
Orbit door, you can do so much shit.
Advantage extended for G2.
That's brutal, chat. Yeah, that the far range of both the fault line and the salvos. Breach and Teo were made for each other.
I mean, they just play retail. They go Joe Goal if they need it. Then I'm going for contact replay again. That's what they do.
That was very
Good luck trying that against G2.
Yeah.
Nice fucking wall.
That's cleared also pretty easy now. There's a chance here for G2. Net trying to push
bullshit
up
kill
now.
there
Trent
from
finds
that?
his third
Oh, if you got baited by the clone, he still cleared it after.
puts it in the bed.
G2 looking
And already G2
nice
starting to
and
emerge as
good.
a very confident contender here on Lotus.
That is
Yeah, take notes. We're running this shit in the 5 stacks.
the breach and the Tejo.
Well, do you do Gamba? You mean the predictions on Twitch? We did it. I just ended it after the pistol. But the first map is always tough because we don't see the map. I like to do it after the map is shown, so to train you guys to make actual educated guesses instead of just popularity votes. But we'll do it again for map 2. Remind me if I don't set it up. Ooh, we'd love to hear that energy too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Viper Joe.
Here, Joe, here's one set. Here's one setup.
Early timeout.
Oh shit, I paused the stream.
Oh my.
Oh, there's a timeout, so you're good.
Stuck on 28 seconds for me.
Yeah,
Well, it's stuck for everyone.
Yep.
A little joke there. Is that your
No,
attempt?
but I did actually pause the stream by accident. It's alright, I'll catch up on my own.
To meet in the middle.
Greg can
Certainly
count
felt that
again.
way watching them in the off season. Things were
28,
certainly
28,
awkward at times.
28.
A lot of tournaments didn't have a lot of
Wait, there's a time.
Oh,
17,
17, 16.
15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8.
I'm with you.
Nice.
Firepower that Jojimo brings makes them a more dynamic
The lighting's very dramatic in the coaching booth.
Fearless duelist like him.
a part of the
Wait,
team now.
can you count again,
Someone who
Brent?
sets the pace as opposed to maybe someone who falls
25,
in line might have
24,
been exactly what
23,
I'm so ahead. I'm so ahead.
gives them the incentive to
21,
break out of the
20,
sort of confines
19,
they put themselves in by being
18,
such a structured
17,
team.
16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year!
We all have different ideas of what that was going.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to life?
Happy New Year! Jogamo fucking push that smoke of a shorty. Actually, just kill the guy.
Value, Tejo, little drums.
Team, they've retreated. They're
crab.
trying to pivot over to this C site where Valen is taking contact, and he knows that he can just fall back, play this safe, allow Cloud9 to come in, and again just play for this man advantage, retake if necessary, and that will be the case.
We got Bren, Sideshow, TMV, and then Liz from the Americas broadcast.
Once again, Valen not overextending for this. This wall's easily clear with that smoke in the way. It is
Valen
Valen
still
gets
gets
his one jaw there. Getting towards back holes now, and that's the wall cleared.
I do like that aggressive.
Your wolf against
trying to
someone.
find some kind of
Ooh.
advantage.
Sure,
Yes,
bro.
overextended.
Information there.
I mean, it's only an
coming
ego.
from Jogamo. Jordan able to capitalize, and it's Trent from
Kind of good luck
Waterfall.
holding your ground
is
when there's a
airtight stuff from
Yoru
G2.
walking in front of you,
They'll put their
telling
fourth on
them
the
exactly
board.
where to pre
It
aim.
is fantastic. Might as well use this dimensional drift that Jaw has acquired.
Today is
pretty
such a
early
nice
in
day
the
for
half to
Americas.
just
Lev and
lock things
G2
up in
not
a
being
retake
fraudulent.
scenario.
He tells
Yeah,
Jonah straight away.
Oh,
Someone is about to swing
I was
the
worried.
balls.
I was
Absolutely.
worried about this region.
Got that free kill onto net. Jonah getting close to the rolling thunder.
I don't like how
getting
limited
ready.
Jogamo is, though. He's playing too
This is an
properly.
opportunity for G2 to begin snowballing the game. I mean, yeah, I think that
Playing too
I'm not
properly.
100%, but
Yeah,
with
it's
that
like, no,
drone
I want him to ping Matt and
because
re-run.
it
You know what I
went
mean?
up
Like, I
and
want him
just
to...
got outside of the dark cover. I think that might have been the
You want him
case.
to
I didn't even
fucking
see it get
send
pinged
it.
on him.
Yeah, I want like Bucky in hand, like he's
Watch him
cool.
on the attack side.
For Oxy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I was curious about that drone.
A little bit here. I mean, Valen
True,
needs to
there's
kind of
only so
I'm with you, Ayush. I don't know if we can Well, I think Lev is fine. We just don't know if they're a top 3 team versus like a top 5, 6
That's not
team.
what Trick Room does. A fucking Pokemon fraud.
It swaps the speed stats.
It swaps. Yeah, it allows slower Pokemon to go first. It reverses the speed stats.
What did he use the context for?
He said it slows you down. I mean, I suppose it does if you're naturally fast, but that's disingenuous.
Oh my god. The facts were clear, but they didn't realize they would still
Ooh.
Crashing out.
Valen. Yeah, he had to fight that. Oh, he actually gets one.
Those cows are very slow.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Zeppo, you have to.
That little mill tank.
This forces Elite forces out the Raze ult here 10 times out of 10.
1 versus 2. Oxy and Mitch trying to set.
Oxy panics and has to Raze ult.
The cows.
I don't know if they suspect this.
No, they have no idea.
Yeah, it's very fast. He's
No,
oh
Oxy just saw him. No, he didn't. He
No, he
didn't.
See
didn't.
him.
No way.
There is no.
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
He's just done that.
Incredible play.
That was so good.
Oxy's not watching heaven.
I mean, there's such a tiny fraction there.
Yeah,
I think if he's a quarter of a second slower,
Yeah, he
Oxy
gets
sees him in heaven.
Yep.
He just caught the most devious of times.
Yeah. They were at least aware, but damn.
I'll take G2 get relegated this year.
Discipline to look for the second player wide.
Shut the fuck up.
That is lovely stuff.
G2 get
That was a sick clutch. That was a sick
God,
clutch.
imagine though they
1v3.
like bomb out in like the playoffs of stage 2 and have to go and beat up on some unsuspecting tier 2 players.
All the way up and down into tree. The most circuitous route for the retake possible.
Oh, Oxy is in.
Oh, I forgot. G2 is an Ascension team too, so they have to go back down if they don't make champions.
What? How's he slow walked into him and done that?
Chat, that's crazy that this team may potentially have to go back and play Ascension. I mean, they surely make playoffs, so they'll go to Ascension, but
His power too early.
torched
him to be
NRG
unleashed, and he was.
in Cloud9's debut.
He must have just heard the jump
Really
spot or
shut
some
down
shit. I
those
don't know.
saying he should have been one
I
of the
think he's just doing it off
casualties
the
of
B
C9's
pressure.
roster moves
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
offseason.
of course. Right.
With that
It's like,
breakout performance,
I'm just
in
wondering
match
how
one
he
needs to step it up here.
hard
They
cleared
need him
Zephyr.
to be in that
Some
kind of
combo.
Yeah, I
form.
don't know.
But like you said, it could be anybody on C9. Any given day that steps up to that degree, but they could use a reprise of that performance from Zephyr.
Zephyr dropping 25 again? Unlikely.
I mean,
towards
that
B now. Cloud9
was
finally
always
settling.
going to be the case, though, right? The Zephyr
Intended
is
spike
an
location.
inconsistently
Steps into a
consistent player.
Okay, Trex cuts a bloody swat through Cloud9 and now
Wowie.
is able to salvage.
30 seconds left.
But it's a grim landscape that he looks upon now with the absence of his teammates.
Does Leaf just have access to the fucking broadcast?
He's amazing. He is actually amazing at picking timings to push out on defense.
Looking like it's going up in smoke.
His in-game IQ is super high.
Cloud9
I mean, maybe his overall IQ is super high.
straight back onto the eco.
Guaranteed he knoes what the definition of fascism is and wouldn't call it Benito Muesli and Giovanni Genital.
That was a conveyor belt of fresh meat, Wyatt. No two ways about
Is that what you did?
C9 did good work.
No, oh, right, sorry, I wasn't with you guys when I was looking at that clip. It's like an Aiden Ross looks up what fascism means clip.
Oh, I was like, where is this coming from?
It's so fucking funny.
The rest of C9 are forced back by the fault line. Oxy has no support there.
This is...
He didn't say Mussolini as muesli.
Yes, he did. He called him Beniti. I think he called him something like Beniti.
So he just can't even read.
He is. He
he's
does
just
struggle
illiterate.
with literacy. He does struggle with it. Yes.
Where they go for that early foray into A. They try to insert someone or find a pick, but it's really just resulted in loss of life. They pivot to C. G2 give the side up. They play for the man advantage. Retake, rinse and repeat.
Fallon can take his time here. He's flashed, forced back, but the Leaf is there.
The timing again.
Steps up, deals with Vic, and now stands
They're
confidently
not
in between
looking
both
at
of
the
these
little
elbows. Surely
gap.
you can't have another one. Zephyr might swing on this one. Net from the high ground, though, deals with it. Stingers here.
I would have
Remember,
liked to
it's
see
an awkward
G2
fight
there
for
go
C9 and
into
they
sight
don't
to
know
help
this
Leaf.
game.
Yeah.
That's the first time we've really seen G2
Even if it's not what they were planning. Not that it matters, but
it's all in the hands of Net versus former team with no HP, no weapon.
I mean, classic G2, you still have another win condition.
Jorg is the kind of guy who.
This is
would
the game
do a
for
fake
your
Yoru
final,
clone.
yes, your fake
Yes.
clone.
This game could see a fake clone.
Yeah, if they're fucking battering on his fake clone.
That's all I want from Jorgamo is a fake clone play. I've not seen a single one in VCT, and it's been years since Yoru's been like, you know, played to some degree, and nobody's gone for a fake clone.
This is broadly considered an attack side of the map, but Cloud9 have been
Jorg could get the
suffocated.
fucking play of
They've never really been able to
2025, January
hit a
20th.
cycle of easy time, and the retakes have been surprising.
Lock it up.
We have Cloud9 with the full buy. Big ultimates to
The
play
first
with here to
repeat winner.
stop the bleeding. Leaf feeling the pressure from the fault line, going to drop the Viper's pit, try and delay this C-side execute, allow some rotates to come through.
And he avoids all of it. Every one of those
Wow,
ultimates, yep.
oh, they. What did they do? Did they save him?
Leaf's gonna sit inside
No, that was the clone, wasn't it?
clear by all of that util. There was
I'm
someone
so
caught
Oh, it is
inside
the
that.
clone.
It was the clone. Oh my gosh.
Wait, did he
They
get...
were rescued though.
That's
feels bad.
nothing.
Yoru clone inside the Annihilation.
I did not realize that.
We'll need a replay on that from a different
Why it's
view.
just like he
That's
can't believe it.
Okay.
I would love to
That
see
is
what happened
unlucky.
there.
You can
I
react,
cannot tell
I
through the
think, if you know
mess
that they
of
have
the pit. And
the
just
ult.
seeing Leaf try
Yeah.
to
Do you think
dodge
it
around
was
everything
though?
that
I didn't
happening.
catch
You
it.
hold out the clone, you just press mouse
It
one.
looks close to a reaction
Was it
just
an
because of the
insane
location.
outplay?
Well, we'll,
Might have been.
Yeah, we'd have to see.
And this time C9, they're back on the pivot to A. I like this YouTube.
Dude,
To
look at this
re-clear rubble,
fucking
but they're
stun,
flashed
too. Oh
up,
my
denied,
God.
and the guiding salvo forces them back out of the choke point.
This is like,
The
this is
reset
a
ball gets
pressive
thrown up.
play against.
Denies
Cloud9
their
just
vision,
must,
and
they
Cloud9
must feel like
running
now
back to the
34
Viper's
seconds
bit.
to work with. B is the only
Cancel,
option
that's
that
a
has
bit
traded, though.
Actually able to
Instantly
find
traded.
some momentum.
There's no gap.
But Jonah P steps back
The
up, sits him
the
down.
max
Now you've got no
range
choice.
breach
Cloud9
Teo
what are
combos
we
are so
doing?
good. Oh no.
The Viper Wall is also getting fantastic value.
Yeah.
Easily takes him out. Now with 2 players left, this is Cloud9.
I was wondering about it, like whether it was worth running over the dome smoke, but
Time is short and jaw.
it is getting
Can't see the
great
plant, but
value.
Oh, that's a big
He
kill.
wants to make something
Ooh.
happen. Up and
Winnable.
it's a solo endeavor.
This is a must win. They can't give this round up. They can't afford to lose another.
Zephyr is low. Leak knows he's up there.
They know what they both are, though.
Use your clone, but fake clone now.
Zephyr is holding a massive angle here.
You used your
George just deals with it. Now Leaf can potentially try and work around the extremities of this poison orb.
Oh, that's
down,
so he saved the orb.
They're
too nice with it. Holy fuck.
The replay. Did Jorgamo have an insane outplay with the clone?
Yeah.
The double peek on your own orb timing? They're too nice with it.
Oh, here we go. No, it was just preemptive.
Yeah, not an insane outplay.
No, that's fucked up. It's a nice kill as well into the raise.
Yeah.
It's funny, and I think it's probably, I don't know.
Counters the deadlock
No, it's not intentional. 100% not intentional.
He's throwing it forwards on sight there, just to pull general distraction.
Gotta be a pause here.
But he does keep back because he hears the annihilation, so he's aware of it.
But it's not like he reacted.
No.
To stop himself being taken. I thought that might look sick in the replay.
Yeah.
Historically, this map was leaning attacker side.
Is this the best Tejo like team play we've seen?
At the moment.
Right. But still this idea that the defenders
I think G2 look like the best everything right now.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I didn't get to see the Sen 100 Thieves game yet, so I don't know. People are saying that it looked really good there too, but
it wasn't as good as this. I mean,
yeah, it had moments of very good, but also moments of not as good.
Yeah, Trent looks. It's not necessarily like some of the other Tejos have had fantastic on-the-fly reactive usage of it.
Right.
Like I think Safe and Simon especially were really, really good at that. Whereas a lot of the stuff that Trent's doing looks pre-planned, but it looks like brilliantly executed.
Yeah, it's just like really, it's just the plays that they cooked up, right? And that's why it looks so good.
Yeah. There's like a lot of different protocols.
Honestly, I mean, I said I liked it, but the more we see it, the Viper too against now people running Tejo, so you don't run the hard Sentinel, they don't have hard info. I think it all works out really well with the wall.
It does seem to, yeah.
Control the breach that Tejo is just too strong on that area of the map. Duel against Jaw, but we're doing that.
Chat, they're just getting battered right now. I don't know, can't compare emotes top team versus top team compared to top team versus middle of the pack. Oh, you guys are talking about the bracket?
Once again, G2 not looking to interfere pre-plant.
All right, trying to take space.
I mean, I don't know. NRG still has to play 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves still looked good overall, right? It's just that they lost to Sen.
Oh, you can't.
Oxy can't get out.
Where's the teleport? Where's the gate crash?
We stunned ourselves and not them. Oh my god.
He didn't have a gate crash either.
Now the protocols just wait for the flank always.
Oh, he couldn't quite get in front of the ult.
Leaf was trying to make a push, so Vix had to clean him up comfortably and find a second from the back of sight. It's up to Old Faith.
Oxy hit a really sick shot over towards CT.
Finally out of the timeout.
Jorg was saying like, Oxy's on this corner, and then he just swung and
honestly, I kind of like. He's trying to like trying to volleyball Oxy so he can can't just like jiggle and spam on the corner.
Yeah, and then instead he just swung and deleted Trent.
But you are looking for this guy to be the star that we know he is. He was one of the
Chat, it seems like C9 is trying to go for further reach to stop
breach fault line.
The retakes.
Jump out of it and get a kill.
I wouldn't say it's overall successful though. Successful that round, but I also like that they do this. You use your salvos, so it forces them to use their. Oh my!
Reach flash into the paranoia.
Oh, but still, they haven't won the round.
Okay.
Oh, they definitely haven't won the round. They're gonna lose the round.
I stop reloading and pulling out shorties at long range, please.
Oh my god.
Great refight.
They thought that Cloud9 were going to respect that.
Trade down effectively in the 3 versus 2. They can go tree into A safely.
Leaf knows where they all are, basically. Yeah.
Leaf already with a massive 1 versus 3 clutch earlier in this half.
Vic still has a paranoia. Could be a big piece of YouTube.
Yo, morning.
Have one of his teammates swing off of where he can proc that when the spike is tapped.
That wall is so fucking annoying unless there's a gap in it.
Oh, he's got a lot of sight lines here that they might not think about as much.
Now they're making all sorts of noise here with the paranoia.
Over peaking, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Reload, open the door again.
There's more work to be done.
Oh no.
Wait, where you were?
Oh no.
Not exactly. It's the 2 teammates.
He took the 50-50.
Shorty gets him there.
NT.
Finally for Cloud9. It feels that They've stopped that bleeding. They're coming back into the game with some adjustments made late in the half, but at least they've made them right. They're getting a couple
really
desperately needed rounds on the board, so they have a
All those
chance when
games
they
he
get to
plays.
defense. This time,
Dude, I've been on the Leaf hype train, glazing this motherfucker so long.
Due to those, the salvos coming in from the Tejo, fall line from the breach, and then they go for the refight after that when G2 are fully committed.
How excited am I for tonight's Pacific matches? They should be good, but China's got good matches too. Unfortunate. But I gotta watch the Pacific boys today.
We just talked about that. It was really nice.
Oh, right, I see.
Still clear that area
Oh,
with
that's nice. But it was not one lead. It was
to retreat.
Okay, salvos are out from both sides.
Your microphone's a little quiet, Liz. I can't hear exactly what you're saying sometimes.
Hello?
Wait,
Hello?
Trent?
What
was happening with Trent? Was he full
Those are
blind?
coming!
Was he full blind?
Right.
What happened there?
You guys got this. I don't think you need my.
And here's Oxy converting and doing what needs to be done.
We need a replay on that.
Okay, yeah.
I gotta see
I had to
a replay
reset
of
my
that.
computer a bunch of times.
Yeah, we need a replay.
And Cloud9
And
feeling
then
the
it still has
energy.
it has made
Cloud
other
getting
audio
behind them a
issues
bit
appear.
as well.
It has
Right,
to get
right.
to the
half, and now they've
so
got
I'm
a chance.
sorry.
That's enough rounds to make
Yo,
it
that's
one
right,
on
YouTube.
defense.
All these YouTube comments telling me RQ ain't even beating DFM. Where are they now? Where are they now? I got the receipts.
Oh no, he was in the stealth throw.
I don't
He's trying to get
understand.
the rope.
Yeah, I think he was
I
trying to
don't
get the
understand
rope.
why was he so blind.
Unfortunate stuff. Still, both teams getting a
I
feel
don't
behind
know.
the tail.
Well, you-
blinded.
funny moment.
Did his,
There it is,
his
folks.
body
Half
got
time in this
blinded
match
while
between
he
G2
was
and
in
C9.
the
It's
drone,
4
and so when he
rounds
came
in
out
us.
of the drone, he
We'll
was
see
still
on the
blind.
outside as
Yeah, I
Cloud9
think so. That
switch
must.
upsides.
That's got to be how it worked.
Because I know, like, when you're playing Cypher or something, if your player gets flashed, you can go into your cam, and if the cam didn't get flashed, you can still see properly. But then if you go back into your player, the player itself is still flashed until the flash timing went.
Yeah, yeah.
But that looked really weird from his POV.
I learned the other day. You know how you can't ping the spike and smoke anymore?
Mm,
Shaz taught me that you can just put an Astra Star on it,
mm.
so you know where it is.
Yeah, you can put an Astra Star on it, and you can put a. You can do it with Omen as well. If you go into Omen's smoke world, where he casts his smokes, you can see the
Yeah.
spike.
I didn't even think of that. I was like, oh, GG guys.
Yeah. The problem with the Astra one though is that normally you don't have many stars left, and one of them wants to go on, like off center in order to
Right.
pull. But as long as you know what side it's off center, then
Yeah, chat. The China games still good too. I'll probably check into the China games in between the breaks. G2 looks. I'm so glad G2 looks good though. I hope they look this good for the entire best of 3, because that is like this is a this. They already look like a an international contender.
6 consecutive rounds put together by G2 started to put the fear of God in Cloud9, but a very timely Imi timeout there just before round 10. CC9 get to 4 rounds in the half. Look,
Wait, so is that both timeouts
they
used?
definitely were hoping for a little bit more, but still 4 rounds to work with. It's a staging ground to build off, and hopefully with a 1 pistol.
Certainly.
Or was there only one?
The clock struck midnight. 3 rounds strung together in a row. Something we've seen a lot for C9 so far is Zeppa top of the board. Let's see if they can play even better on defense.
Curious to see how the attack works here. The Viper's not going to have as much value, but the idea would be that C9 needs to spend so much to take Rubble.
No. Is that the name of a metal band?
No, apparently, there's a snowstorm happening in New Jersey right now.
From the seaside.
Apparently, in the weather reports, like we've heard reports of thunder, snow, and
Shoulder
lightning
peak to
hitting the
confirm
ground.
there is an Omen in the site. Paranoia is
But I
going to
mean,
force Vic out entirely. Though,
Thunder
so
snow. Thunder's the sound though.
That's
Isn't
right.
that
So what,
just
is the snow really coming down hard and like creating the noise?
Generates like lightning.
Vic has that paranoia to try and
But
get
how is
back
that
in.
different from
Mitch's
just
fault line just
it being
cycled.
a
Not a situation
a storm?
super often on a pistol round, but
But I guess my point would be why has it got a specific name?
Oh no. Why do we call a snowstorm a blizzard? And a storm a storm.
He's fucking pulled your pants down right there.
You two are like entirely
Hello? A full offside?
I mean, you got salvos. Oh, he's still got it though. Never mind.
Vic.
Oh, nice try, Vic.
Unfortunately, it is
Dude, the salvos
usually
are
need warm
so
conditions.
difficult for that retaking
That's why
team on a pistol round where you have less
This
HP
isn't like me, like
inherently
going on like
to
some random
wade
like,
through all of those
meteorology
explosives with
round.
all 5
It's
players alive
the
spamming
National
you
Weather
while you're
Service of New
trying to
York.
defuse.
You can't tank those hits.
You just can't. The Tejo does far too much damage.
Chad, I gotta sit up straight. I'm slouching. Not woken up yet.
That is going to hurt.
Winter storm warning for Texas on my phone. Alright, good. Great.
Oh, Texas is starting to get winter storms again. That's rough.
Very good. Oh,
Winter storms in
snow.
Texas, we love those.
Snow in Texas.
Trust me, they're not
There's
ready
like
for
1 week
it.
every year.
Yeah.
Every year it snows and it fucks everything up.
Yeah, dude, people basically freeze up and die because they lose power to everything.
Obviously, a pretty long range.
Power and water.
Yeah, and water.
Definitely considered a little more expendable, despite the fact that he's been ranching Cloud9, 15 and 7. His scoreline. And we're all
Does it snow in Korea, Chobra?
Oh, all the time.
Korea has like the greatest infrastructure of all time. They're ready for extreme heat, high humidity, and fucking bitter cold.
It's probably one of the snowiest countries, isn't it? Because I think Japan is the snowiest country.
Wait, is it really?
I seem to remember reading that. I seem to remember reading that fact somewhere.
Korea definitely has
Japan is.
less than Japan. Korea doesn't have like intense full days. We just have sprinkles every now and then. But we've already had really bad blizzard where like roads were closed down and whatnot.
It snowed before we left recently.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how to
That's
perish
what
the
we were
most
talking
honorable
about,
way
like the
possible.
first week of January or something.
Yeah.
I think probably Japan might end up being the snowiest country because it's also quite a small country, whereas the other countries that like get a fuck ton of snow, because it's like yeah, it's like per square meter. Well, how else would you measure how snowy something is?
Yeah, I guess
It would have
so.
to be how much snow falls over
Total amount of snow.
Those are an island. Islands get a lot of like precipitation.
Fucking get it all in a fucking truck.
Ocean
See how much it weighs.
But if you spread it out over the entirety of Russia, then that would be like 1 millimeter of snow.
Get it in the truck.
Set up to aggressively play into rubble this time.
Oh my god, what
is
that?
Getting my dick.
One lead.
They're so outlaw pill. They're like both, like you said, cerebral players. They just be thinking about the game and like, what can I do to fuck somebody up here? Or I can hold tab and see the money.
Those ones are tough to swallow.
Oh.
Not for me. Get absolutely shit on. Literal, just get shit on.
Yeah.
Go home.
It was already overpowered when this team had Leaf. Now it's now it's ridiculous.
They're about to win.
50 kilograms of snow is way heavier than 50 kilograms of feathers. Yeah, I agree.
Once again, that's where G2
Leaf hates Jack.
And there's no one home. And they
Do
know
you
that for a
save
fact
if you're
after they had
C9
sort
at
of
the
pushed up
NC here?
off of that. They're about to
Yes, you
get
do.
2 free
Yeah, I mean you need to, unfortunately.
2 rounds in a row. This time now with a very
If it was 11, I guess you just go for it, but
well, I think
yeah.
they're thinking about holding on to these weapons.
It's not map point yet.
They might just have to go for the save here.
Little 3-gunner.
Keep enough weapons that they're not just strictly playing for OG.
Pushing Cloud9 in a
If they
fucking
send it right
locker and
now,
force them to save is
G2, they can hunt.
incredibly Chad-like coming from the nerd team in the league.
So that one saver chant we got.
Yeah.
Do something with the outlaw here. Oxy on the angle and a little bit too quick.
Okay.
Doesn't cost him too much at the end. Cloud9 really with 3 guns. Have nowhere to
Only
go.
Leaf going on the hunt with an outlaw. I guess because it's an.
They're not fighting aggressively on rubble yet. That's at least the condition.
I mean, these are the parts where it's what people find boring about G2, right? Because it's like you could still send 1 or 2 more people to try to get ults, but it's like, well, it's just the outlaw that we're gonna sacrifice. We're not gonna hunt them down with anything
They are
else.
such min-maxes.
Yeah. They're very nerdy about that.
But I gotta admit that this style that they're showing today is more entertaining than what we just watched from LEV.
Oh, for sure.
it's, you know, at least you've got some flair from Leaf and the stuff that Trent's doing, and
on the side of the glass case.
Jog's more inclined to take those plays even on this team than Demon 1 is.
Japan gets more snowfall and inches because of their mountains and geographical. Huh. Yeah, like I knew there were parts of Japan that were super snowy, but I didn't realize just like overall, I guess for the entire like per quota type deal.
Did they have the fucking map? Did they have UAV on?
I mean,
they got the 3 kills, man. They got the kill streak going.
I don't even know where those flashes went. Oh. Okay, where did Jonah and Jorg flash to take C Mount there?
Through the smoke.
Did they flash mound, like through the mound itself, or did they just flash directly up above the smoke or something?
He rebounded off the floor out of smoke, I think. But
right. Because it ruined both of the C9 players.
But they couldn't position it, just had to be out in the open.
Yeah, yeah.
Honestly, this is a ratty spot.
Tejo salvo.
Yeah, it's a nice combo.
No, he's getting Curie. Oh!
Had his back turned. Yep, sometimes it's just meant to be.
Breach, useless.
Zephyr again has to be the same.
The worst of timings for Giorgimo, just adjusts his crosshair.
That's rough.
Zephyr falls into the angle.
That is rough for Jog.
This double spray down from Mitch was crucial in the mid round, though.
So, just not to bring this to another. What does this tell us about energy?
You know, and probably done it right. At least a one and done.
Well, what we already knew, they were dog. They were absolute dog.
And finds Giorgimo thinking of other things.
I don't think
who do NRG play in that game?
Let's see if G2 have conditions.
They play against
100 Thieves next.
Oh, they play 100 Thieves. Oh, so, I mean, they could go out and do very reasonably.
Yeah.
Wait,
in fact, if they don't go out into it's impressive.
He's going to work their fucking brains.
You have a TP?
What is that? He's worked their fucking brains.
Now it's going to fall apart for G2. It's
oh,
just
wait. Hello.
Okay, work.
Oh, that's perfect. No, not quite.
The mastermind versus the student.
Trying to bait it short.
There it is from Vic.
It's cold.
That was.
That's New Jersey, baby.
That's very good from
Vic.
Jersey.
We're on the map. Let's go, New Jersey.
Are you from Jersey, Liz?
One who's
oh man,
been as hyped up by the
that's that thunder snow, baby.
You know, maybe deserving of, but
that just says so much about Jersey that's what New Jersey has to get excited about.
Does anyone have a little brother syndrome more than New Jersey?
Able to play into your one with Cloud9 team who've really taken a chance on.
That's the best, truest statement about New Jersey I've ever heard.
Putting up the star performances always that are driving attention from the community.
From maybe
Shopify to Cloud9. First on the scene this year.
We have this deep dark cover place.
This is the massive quantity of snow only on the west coast of Japan due to the Siberian winds coming across the sea of. Wait, what? Does that even geographically make sense?
Very heavily pushed up here now.
Because then wouldn't that hit Korea? I don't know my globe very well.
Wait, look at that move.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
That was actually crazy.
Wait, fucking Virgin crawling along the ground drones to stay silent versus Chad jumping around like a bug.
The cockroaches when I try and hit them with my tea towel.
The disregard for his own life that Giorgimo has.
Safe was like crawling it along the ground to make sure it didn't get seen.
Yeah.
And Trent's just like, well, you're not going to be able to hit it anyway, so whatever.
The drone gets some height.
Oh, they're buying time for Leaf. Leaf's on the flank again. Oh, they're watching
though. It doesn't matter though.
Now it's up to Nets. Try to unravel the chokehold that is
Net versus all of his former team.
The annihilation if he can maybe find another kill,
can't afford it.
No, he can't with just too.
Well, he learned well from G2.
Fall back too little time, especially considering the Tejo still living for G2 could play a mega
New Jersey has Zekken. Oh, Zekken is worth getting excited about. You know what? I respect it. I respect it.
Why this really hurts. Cloud9 after a very competitive but ultimately successful series against NRG. Pickloaders coming into this game think, okay, let's continue to go to work on some of the biggest names in Americas.
Dude, all of G2 has such great pre-firing though, even there.
point against them.
Jog was starting to pre-fire through the smoke.
This G2 squad is delivering on the expectations.
Net knows about the useless flanks he used to do on G2 to get 3 exits when the round was long. Oh my gosh. The storylines here are pretty good though, right? Like Net versus G2, Leaf versus C9. Jog versus Oxy, like it's a good matchup.
Old jersey is in the
Where is the
A9 finally figured out it's an island off the coast of France.
More muted outing for Oxy, but come alive just now when he needs to.
What are they talking about?
Dairy place. It has lots of cows, Jersey cows.
They're walking in, but Leaf.
What about
Off the coast of, I think it's Brittany, right? Because it's one of the areas that.
Oh no.
Oh no. The original, well, maybe not original, but one of the peoples that lived in the UK prior to the Anglo-Saxons.
Wow,
that was
the stun is
sick.
unbelievable. Look at where the stun has come from.
Dude,
Oh
that's
my God.
yo, the Breach Teho just range control on G2 is insane.
Is it too early to say that they look like the best team we've seen?
Hey, I think
No.
they're right, but also, yeah, I think so.
I agree.
I don't think it's that early.
They look very good.
Yeah.
Just the other day.
That was C9's pick too, wasn't it?
Good for a team that has massive expectations.
Yeah.
The roster
Damn.
They look
good. Champion
I mean, as much as the like LEV game, you couldn't tell 100% how great they were. This one, they were abusing them. So many good ideas. So much good individual play. So proactive. They look at least like they'd be able to take it to 100 Thieves, Sen, Vitality, KC, EG.
Oh yeah. Like it'd be a 50-50 game with all of them.
Yeah.
I mean, it just feels like they're also the first team that really showed us what this meta should look like or could look like properly.
We're going to step away for a moment, but when we return, our desk with GB are going to break down this first map.
That was exciting, chat. That was exciting. That was actually a good. Oh, that was actually a game worth nerding over. Like this was a really good game actually.
Amazing as well.
Like the more I think about it, this is one like worth going back and watching round by round. Just the breach setups, and I don't think we've seen too many teams do that successfully on Lotus. In fact, I think Paper X is one of the few teams that has done it consistently on Lotus with the breach. Forsaken on the lurks with massive long range, max range fault lines, and now they're doing it with the Teho, and max range as well. But I think it is a good sign just to showcase the difference between teams who just play breach and then like players and teams who really understand breach. Like when you know exactly the max range of the fault lines, like that means a lot. That was impressive because I expect Paper Rex to play something similar. I expect them to play some combination of Teho Breach on Lotus. Honestly, I think this is better than Simon's. I thought Simon was pretty good, but like this is on Lotus. Like that takes a good understanding. All right, let's get the predictions up, and then I'll run some ads, and then I'll be right back.
by with Josh RT before game 2. Now they take out map 1, not even their own pick, but you are your own. I am standing by with Josh RT before game 2. Now they take out map 1, not even their own pick, but you are going to your own pick. Players are already playing amazing. G2 seems to always be able to field great players, but I want to know your approach that also helps that. How do you keep that mental strong? And we are always seeing G2 stay in the game. What's that coming from you?
Well, we'll never know.
What an answer.
What's it going to be? What's it going to be, Josh RT?
Honestly, on pins and needles over here. We'll have to find out next time. But in any case, though, welcome back to the desk, everyone. GB alongside Mimi and Enders. We really just continue to talk about how good this G2 lineup looks as they win Lotus 13-6. And Mimi, I mean, you got to start right out of the gate. Jogamo.
Yeah, I think we're already seeing the difference between the team of last year and this team with Jaw. And him on this Yoru, we saw him willing to take so many really interesting risks throughout this game. Some crazy entry pathing on the attack side, but a round I wanted to look at from their defense, where you see G2 hearing this B execute starting to come through from C9. They're going to pretty instantly react with a Rolling Thunder, completely dissuade that from happening. But while all that's going on, Jaw, basically alone in this endeavor, full walks up, gets a kill outside A, and then teleports back. And it's not a huge thing, but I think little moments like that are things that you didn't really see Icy doing that much last year for G2. Jaw's a player who's willing to take those calculated risks, go get his in the 1v1, and he was rewarded for it quite a few times in this game.
It was really this two-pronged approach from G2 in that first half where they crushed, 8-4 on the defensive side, where you had Jaw looking for those aggro pieces, and on the other side of the map, usually on that C side, Leaf was just putting on an amazing solo anchor performance. I mean, there were numerous times where he's getting swarmed as a solo player and finding positions on site where he's dodging away from tail util, breach utility, playing around his own orb and wall very, very nicely. So I think while Jogamo was putting the fear of God into C9,
and some highlights,
Leaf was the one popping up and get these multi-frags on those holds.
We told this is like the revenge match for Net getting dropped from G2, but it seemed like it was one Leaf just taking his former teammates and absolutely putting them down as a solo anchor. It's clear he's got a little chip on his shoulder there too.
Oh, without a doubt. But then, another thing that had really shined through in this matchup was that Tejo breach, right? Really on both sides. I really like these agents together. You get so much you could do with this, Ender, and really want to get your take on this.
Yeah, well, I mean, really, these agents are just incredible at breaking a side, whether that's on the attacking side, getting in, or the defensive side, trying to go for these re-clears. And I think what G2 were able to do on their defensive side a lot was when they had to get back into a site, deal with the deadlock utility, and then overwhelm the opposition. The fact that they had the Yoru thrown into that mix as well, adding another layer of flashes, and that quick dash in to play off the utility, it just pairs so nicely together.
Despite playing into the deadlock, I think G2 had a really good idea of when they were actually ready to use the util on the retake. You never saw either initiator pre-firing it. It was all perfectly coordinated on those retakes, and clearly super well rehearsed for G2.
You're seeing, the influence of Jogamo on this team, the brain of Valen at work, Leaf putting in some numbers. It's been really cool to see.
Playing Breach is also a mentality thing. You have to be very sharp with the minimap. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I am joined by Emmy to get a few words here. Looking at map 1, didn't go your way to start, but it did start to come back there. Are you trying to settle the guys' nerves? Do you feel like they're all right? What's it looking like going to game 2?
No, I think it's definitely a mentality battle right now. We just need to get in the right place. I mean, we lost both pistols. We started slow, so I think we just reset our mental.
Chat, how do we feel about these C9 jerseys?
Every time we play G2, we're a little bit tense.
Easy things to identify. I hope it's there in game 2.
It could be okay.
Whenever they play G2, they're a little bit tense. Fascinating, but
I feel like they just missed the mark.
Power that's at the disposal of G2.
Yeah, and if you're looking at what should be the two top fraggers,
I also feel like that type of design is a lot cooler if it's not baby blue.
Oxy had sort of a rough showing in that opening match versus NRG, but here he's 1-6 in openers.
Do you think Nongshim could beat the current roster DRX? Yes, but I think DRX will come out a lot stronger than people think, but I think Nongshim should be able to beat them.
He absolutely is. This is a jet map. It's pretty comfortable one for Oxy, but
here's the thing though, Freeing has played against the Nongshim guys in challengers, so like
what else G2 feel around.
He shouldn't be too caught off guard in his IGLing. Oh boy, the breach is coming back.
On the breach there. Yeah. He might change up the pace and go back into that breach Tejo.
Yeah, I believe it was Navi that was playing
Breach Tejo on Abyss. Yeah.
And that is unreal in the post plants. The stun on that B site going so down on the cringe plant spot is bonkers.
Does not sound fun to play against. All right, folks, we're going to take a
You don't get the hate on the jersey?
And when we return, it's
oh yeah, I see what you guys mean by they just keep going to breaks.
G2. We'll see you in a few.
They really are min-maxing the ads. It is a very, very TV run of show. And like, I mean, if they wait, this is not handpicked. They just handpicked Fossabon. Chad, what? Fossabon just got highlighted on stream. That can't possibly be human picked. What the hell? The jersey is, I do agree it would be better on a hoodie, but it is, I mean, that type of design is, I think, a very like love it or hate it, but I think more people would like it if it actually wasn't baby blue. Wait, did it say chamber? Or are you just hoping for chamber?
That's where G2 wanted to take this game. You gotta know there's something in
You're eating Shin Ramyeon already, but there's another Nongshim game later tonight. Are you gonna eat more Shin Ramyeon?
And in the case of G2, the last time we saw them on it, they actually lost to LEV at Champions.
Paisley shirt. Mitch is known for his extravagant wardrobe. You know? Famously, he spent entire day rates making sure that he has the finest clothes. Who? With the funniest of patterns, Mitch. Oh, Mitch. He's really big into like anti-AI face recognition patterns, you know? Sure that he's fucking prepped for the future.
What map is this?
Oh yeah, Abyss.
Yo,
okay. They're cooking.
Fuck with it, I'm down.
I'm down.
People started playing a lot of voice. I have not seen a lot of chamber. This should be fun, especially given that Leaf is coming off the back of dropping
Reach on this map as well. It's going to give you a lot of post-plant ability.
Yeah.
You can stun into the suck all along that cliff area. But without the Tejo, you don't have the same level of plant denial.
Only a few agents, most of them duelists
on the defense side.
Elsewhere, we've seen Dorkamo disrupting
but you do have the
flow
aftershock.
Of the game. We're sort of on Lotus, getting these random picks on the other side of the map and being able to.
Chamber just seems like a worse jet on this map.
They've always favored the Yoru on this
What are you doing with Chamber that you can't accomplish by running?
Last year at the end,
well,
you get one little trip.
Yeah, but that one
honest,
little
I thought
trip.
We were on Pearl. I actually thought we were on Pearl.
Oh wait, look at the range of this in mid.
Yeah,
he's tucked in his corner and you can do this over here.
You can do this, and then you can also put the trip.
There's this theme, Bob.
There are some okay things with the new buff.
Value.
Like that.
And they're spamming up to follow up.
We saw this as well.
Oh, Mitch gets too bad.
Able to recover things
in
a pinch.
Out of nowhere, duel against Jonah P could determine the round, and
it's
the defenders 3 versus 2. They can play to the man advantage in this retake.
Plenty of players set up towards tower here by G2, but the smokes are in their way right now. Speculative shots to try and soften up C9 in this post-part. Vic tries to get ahead of it.
How have you got none? How have you not hit a bullet?
That's so well played by G2 though. The timing on getting into that smoke just as it's deployed. As early as you possibly could. Yeah.
4K for breach.
A good setup in mid from G2.
Professor P.
Fair play to Mitch, trying to recover things.
Professor Percocet.
Oh my god.
No.
Wait, he
giving
did just
away.
Wait, he gave a free ult orb to Mitch.
Yeah, that was
actual trolling.
That was actual trolling.
Straight up trolling. Straight trolling.
Does he get one too? Oh wait. Wait a minute.
Step one up, he knocks him on down. He had a great
That's true. Wait a minute. That might have been genius.
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
Original star duelist player
He
for
is
C9.
cooking.
That's where he
That's
racked up a hell
crazy.
of a lot of the kills on that
What?
stack.
Look at how many orbs he has now.
He gets an ult orb too.
Because he was killed by a player.
Last year, but it's
Yeah,
when he swapped
yeah.
to Sentinel,
G2
he made the
ass
role
play.
change,
That's-
they really began to-
It really is.
That's
yeah.
actually-
Nice fucking
I'm
min-max
starting to
and
understand
shit.
why people
They wanna go
dislike
from
this
just
team.
That's the
Fucking
nerdiest thing.
the best.
Yeah.
They have the
Chat,
tools.
You can
that's
tell who's a
insane.
fucking nerd and who wasn't.
He drops
Like,
off
who hates
because he
G2.
counts as getting killed by someone.
selling for them on the desk.
So
says,
he
"Go
gets
with
an
the
extra
champions."
ult orb, so now he's only 3 away. He has 6 in 1 round, chat.
Christy said they're winning
6
champions.
Finding any purchase
6
there, straight
breach
down
ult
mid.
points in 1
Presumably
round.
this way,
They look like the
They're headed over
best
towards
team that I've
A
seen so far in Americas.
Yeah,
That's actually
I love
crazy.
facing the winners of
Cloud9
champs
are
off
just
the
trying to
first game of the
get
season.
their nerve back,
Not even the first game, the
comfortable
first
again.
map.
Get some
That
confidence
might
going.
be.
You know,
We're actually 1 round into the
That
second match.
might be
they need someone to step
But he
up,
hadn't
take
seen
it.
the
that when he made
coolest
the
thing
take.
we've seen so far this year.
G2 now being tempted over to the A side of the
It
map.
is also the most G2 thing to do, but that's why the nerds love this team and everybody else hates him.
Window.
Oh, you're
Hit
OTP.
it pretty fast
It
now.
don't matter with their weaponry, but
That's on the mid player.
it's a nice
Rex said, if you're wondering what mic it is, if I don't know what
possible
that
to
command
time the
usually is
chamber
for
with it.
people, but if you're just wondering, it's a Shure SM7B.
No shot.
Throws
Leaf
them
gets-
away. Just a little too okay,
Oof, the run and gun.
George Emo.
K9 makes its appearance.
He's gonna be having fun with it. I can
pistol
tell already.
rounds
Fake
taken
clone
by
this map or
G2
what?
in this
I'm
series.
just. I need to see it.
Cloud9 just can't find that.
I need to see it.
I swear there was a game
If
a
you
while
fake clone once, they literally never expect the second one.
Get some level of advantage. They've been fighting from behind this
Yeah,
entire
yeah,
series.
yeah.
Spinning their tires.
What else is
They
Leaf
got
Now
going
on the
to do
bonus
with
one,
this?
do it again the next
At least
round.
on this on their eco round rather. It's the first time they've done that in this series after losing the pistol. But that is
Did he give that to Jonah at the
virtually
end?
nothing.
Clean conversion on the anti-eco. Into the bonus here, it's quite the assortment of weaponry, Wyatt.
Yeah, he did.
Marshall, Bulldog Stingers.
Dude, nah, he's in prime position to
Okay.
fake clone.
Wait, what?
Don't show me
the
this
fuck?
shit. Show me the other side of the map, dog.
That's
fucking
well,
fu-
Stacked up.
yeah, but that's crazy. That's a cool
Rotate
setup
from Jonah,
from
but the
Leaf.
first blood is found.
I don't care. Joke's gonna fake clone. Watch this.
Jumps around.
To the B site.
He's not gonna fake clone.
Through the cause.
Do it.
Dude, please do it.
Watch this.
Please
Do it.
fake
Pretty
clone.
early. So here it is, Jorg and Jonah P set up on the other side of that wall.
No, he's
Into
laid
the
it
bonus
down.
here.
Come on, there's only. Come on, there's barely anyone alive.
C9 economy, give them
No.
free
What a boring man.
Moxie waiting, salivating for a chance to throw down, but Trent is going to find his 2.
Yo, Josh.
Somehow maybe winnable.
It is.
It is.
Winnable, right?
If they can find one more, that would be enough to have a pretty solid round here. They can't.
Zeppa's
they're
mouse.
on the
Zeppa
switch.
just
Zeppa's
PC?
entire PC.
Backside.
I think he
Shut down.
tapped out
That was
because
that
he's.
from
No, I
heaven.
think he tapped out.
C9
We're good, we're good, we're
stabilizing.
good.
Where did his camera go?
Only 2 guns lost
Yeah,
there.
No, that was
Trent
weird,
able
though.
to divest Cloud9 of a couple of those
Are they calling
weapons.
it tap?
Now the proper buy up, and this is what we
What was that
waiting to
last
see.
game?
Leaf
C9
has
versus
taken
G2.
up
That's
player.
C9
And the
won
first
2
opportunity.
against this roster G2.
Does he dare go for that jump?
It was just mid-round
I'm
time.
going to
You mean the last time they matched up?
I think
I
someone's
couldn't
gonna
tell you
roll.
actually.
Please don't fall
Power
off
surge
the
with the
map.
Americas? Why have they not swatched? They not, haven't swapped POV? Okay.
Guy,
okay.
guy's a little bit of
Oh,
a movement god.
Lazy spectator.
No, he's fine, it's fine. Easy.
Leave off.
Oh, easy.
God, if he fails it once.
Yeah, I know,
Oh,
right? It makes me
yeah.
so uneasy.
I mean, he did just fail it. He was trying to get on the high ground.
He made sound. They
boy.
know.
He's out. No, it's going to be Oxy to clean him up.
Yeah, they
That's
know.
smoked
He's-
it.
There we go,
that's
Oxy.
what-
A week and a half from Oxy.
Reaction time was so
That was
swift.
his own
Talking
team
about
swap, no?
Francis?
Little recall from his own team? Or was it that? Or was it
They want to
Cloud9?
regroup with Net, who's been containing towards B. They've been able to get access to the
I'm not
side
sure.
relatively easily.
That is unfortunate. That's
That's
down
what my
on
chat
bedrock
goes.
level.
Sure.
Gonna be clearing this nebula here with the Owl drone.
Genuine
Already Astra
question
Star set up
for
with a straightforward
chat.
assortment of
Mid taken.
All
we can get
chats.
past that.
Is anyone here rooting for Cloud9?
Gravity
Because I
well
feel like they've
pretty easily.
been made the villain
Okay, Net
of
gets the
this
jump
year.
on Jorg here.
I don't
So any
think
threat of that wrap around
anybody
from mid
is rooting
has
for
been
Cloud9.
neutralized.
There's someone in my chat called Alpha is on Cloud9, and I have a rule that if you have a team's name in your Twitch name, you have to support them.
I think that's a fair and valid rule.
At least they extracted a
I
little
will
bit
root
of
for whatever's
value
funnier.
from the
I
pressure
am
that they
rooting for
put on there to
Oxy.
get that
Okay,
value.
okay.
Okay, that's fair.
Net, who, by the way, has been,
I'm not rooting against them, but I want G2 to
Cloud9's
win.
woes
Fair.
in the series so
Yes,
far.
I've been a League fan of them
been
since
really good at
2019. Okay, I'm
reading
gonna
the
ban you
rotate
because you
for
like
the
League.
He's outed
Okay.
himself.
Okay, I mean, thank you for exposing yourself. You just got fucking played.
And listen, we're trying to help
there's
you.
no way
He's not gonna time this, is he?
There's no fucking way he's
There's
gonna be
no
able to
way.
time that
Oh
shit.
my god.
There's no way.
Please, it's so nerdy.
Nah.
It would be funny if they spent like half
would
their
be the
day each
craziest
day,
thing
yeah,
ever.
just dropping down to see what the timing was.
Oh,
Pretty
that would be
instrumental so
so
far
good.
at 5 and 3.
I was thinking about it, and maybe I'll do it later on. And so the people in chat now, you're getting advanced warning. I was thinking while I was laid in bed last night about putting out a Google form on my Discord or in my chat at some point where you could fill in your Twitch username to play League of Legends with me. And then I just ban everybody who responds to the Google form.
That's
What one creator did, where he like wrote code to ban anyone with a Dream SMP-like name.
Yes. Yep. I saw what's his name?
I can't remember his name. Jared? No.
No, it's Jay Schlatt.
Jay Schlatt. Yeah.
Yes. I saw Jay Schlatt do it with Minecraft stuff, and I was like, that is amazing. I want to do that with League of Legends. So if you're in this co-stream, you have advanced warning. If you ever see that, it's a fucking trap.
Like, you know when your corporate job sends you an email and you have to like click it, and it's like, haha, this was a safety thing. You just complete this training now. It's like that, but worse.
Do
Guys,
companies do that?
Trust me, guys. What he's really doing is he just doesn't want to play with you.
Ooh.
All that's happened here.
Right, no, I really want to play League of Legends with
He
them.
really wants to play, just not with you.
I can't believe they're winning this. This felt like it should have been Cloud9's. Mitch did so much.
Oh my god!
So quick with the scope in, with the flick, the
I
adjustment.
know where he is, and I couldn't react as quick as that, knowing where he is.
No.
Only a Leaf. Only Nathan or
dividends. And that's why Balance says, my Sentinel's better than your star player.
Or
7 and 3 for
the
Leaf.
haircut buff might be it.
Wait, really? Companies send fake phishing emails as a test? That's... I mean, I guess it's effective. Does seem annoying, but I guess it is effective.
It's just not enough. Cloud9, though, with the plant, their economy still good enough for a buy. Good enough, in fact. That
Is this the same Breacho that he's been saving up since like round 3 or whatever? It's gotta be.
A little bit of free damage on Zeppa, nothing.
Just trying to fuck up an early drone.
Cloud9 settling to a bit of a default early in the round.
I mean, they have dimensional drift as well. It's a pretty well set up retake.
Taking positional liberties.
And observers really do it.
Still
observers.
Back, be ready to teleport away to safety if necessary. It's a Cloud9 who really just want to slow down the game, allow Oxy some time to work mid. He's been holding a pretty passive angle, hoping that someone from G2 would maybe jump spot. And now it's Cloud9 actually throwing down 2 smokes deep mid, feigning that they can
I don't know if I like these double smokes in mid though. Knowing G2, like they
far closer to them on the map than they actually
this actually just allows G2 to play even more passive, and they don't mind that.
But you don't really need people on site when Leaf's gonna take a shot and then you play retake with Breach all Euro ult. It's not.
They're going to have to deal with Leaf with this off. He wants to get his and teleport away, but just forced up
Okay,
by
they
the
go
flash.
through
Can't get
vent.
the value intended.
Oxy is very early getting into tower, though I don't know how aware Jonah could be of this. And Oxy can get down their throats pretty fast, but instead opts to pull out back towards the middle part of the map and doesn't show himself either. Jorg checks it as he comes through with that dimensional drift, but he doesn't see Oxy yet. Rolling Thunder, Mitch trying to get away from that one. He's not
Coming out of the
Oh, nobody got it.
Sat in a main now,
Following up on the breach ult there is really nice. Euro ult breach ult combo.
Oh,
it's just net to play from here, and Vic's been a non-factor in this round, Wyatt.
Unfortunately, that op has just been next to
They do seem like the kind of team
The trade just as swift
the
from
trades are so
Jajimo.
clean. G2 seem like the kind of team that would have really worked on the anti-pull stuff as well.
Oh yeah.
But they didn't do it there.
You mean anything kind of nerdy and good?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
Crazy. That was
Yeah.
so fast.
I just would
Unfortunately
expect
for
them to put
C9,
time into it.
all that planning around the operator fully went to waste. It was a passive angle from Oxy.
No, they didn't need
in
it that
mid,
round,
hoping that
but
somebody would have tried to go for a
see
jump
if they
peek
manage
at
to
some
pull it off in
point
the
within
future.
the first 40 seconds.
because they got time to work on the nerdy shit because all the other teams are having to fucking work on not trolling round.
Reliability, holding the op, hoping he could
Yeah.
cut off a rotate that never came. And that Rolling Thunder sealed the deal.
My shit is
C9.
buffering.
G2 now.
GG.
Hunter's Fury to work
Oh
with.
my god, I'm fucking in the past.
Initiator ultimates to leverage.
Someone
What are
count
you
for
at?
me.
26.
27, 26,
6,
25.
My shit is buffering over and over again. Is it the snowstorm? Is it hit already?
The thunder snow.
It's like you haven't even played anything now.
An encounter that goes positively for G2.
Stop.
And that spike is not on.
Put it on 240p, bro.
Yo, I might have to.
Wow. Nice angle from Zeppa.
Even further with the
Yeah,
drone.
hard agree on that angle, bro. It's
Bringing
fucking
out
crazy.
the trend.
Jonah low. Trent needs to be a little careful.
Oh, this is.
Brother.
Mitch is having a good game.
That's the upper red room.
Oh.
Vic, once again, he has it in his hands.
Fuck, guys. What are we reacting to?
Yeah, bro.
Is the round still going on?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Pressure on him, but he knows his angle's being held, or is it?
Hello?
Oh, Jonah P killed
Oh
Vic.
my god.
He couldn't respond, and now Net has the util here in the post.
They got it.
Body block, body block.
Here we go. Your chance.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
He didn't get it. They still have it. They still have it.
They got the half because of it though, because of the delay on it.
Yeah, they did actually. They still got the half, but not perfectly executed.
Not perfect.
Yeah, not as good as DRX, but you know.
Cut them.
No.
I'm going to Twitch. Can you guys sing to me on Twitch?
Sing to you?
Well, if we can catch up.
Because YouTube's just broken. Well, we're in a timeout. So.
Oh well, you're ahead because you know that we're in a timeout.
Guys, we got our first angry Emmy cam of the year.
Yeah.
Everyone raise your glass.
Was that angry? That seemed more resigned.
Yeah, I
That's
remember
true.
Playing
Bring
against
back the
somebody
guard.
better.
Ooh, definitely G2.
The new G2 one looks good.
Okay, okay.
You're not showing me this. I need to
Wait,
say
I like
wait,
this.
17, 16, 15.
You're
14.
way too far ahead. I don't know if I can even catch up.
You can't catch up with me?
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
I'm going
wait,
back to
I'm
YouTube.
behind. Wait.
I'm going back to YouTube.
Yeah, because YouTube will always be a little bit behind, so.
Okay, we have both.
I picked G2.
G2 for sure.
Bro, they're not even doing it.
Clearly,
They don't
these are
fucking
not
get it.
VCT
They
China
haven't watched the
enjoyers.
fucking VCT China
4,
broadcast.
3, 2, 1,
0.
0.
We already went there.
You're like a second behind.
Okay. I'm messing with that.
They got to put the tallies in. They got to put the tallies in.
Education again.
Josh, I'm
Wait,
talking about
okay,
the
back the
thing.
fuck up. What was that supposed to mean?
16, 15.
Yeah, it works perfectly.
13, 12, 11.
Yeah.
You're like half a second behind me.
9,
Yeah, I'm like a second ahead, but I'll pause and play.
5, 4, 3.
We're pausing for this, man?
1.
No, I was just a couple seconds ahead. All
Okay,
good.
okay, I'm lined up with Bren now.
Yeah, we're all good. We're all good.
First map after Emmy took a timeout. It was the second one, but that is when C9 started to string some rounds together.
I mean, the point of that break segment was just that you
advertise the bundle.
Well, but also that you just point to the one that you like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Some of the people just didn't get it.
Yeah, they're just fucking smiling, happy to be on camera.
And that not everyone's
We're fucking here.
broadcast
We're here for your
talent.
opinion, not for your fucking face.
Oh my god.
Everybody who's ever watched a TMV video.
Oh my god.
That's why you started putting
No,
the
it
full
fucking
rounds
hopes
into his vids.
I think I'll take that. Some of us aren't there to show off our one chest hair. So we finally got. We finally hit puberty and we're proud of it. 30.
Now for C9, they know the
Dude, if this is me at puberty, what the hell's... What the hell's
C9's gonna play Reach again? Oh, what is this? Cosmic on Cosmic. Oh. Oh no, he was too
They're just
busy.
perfect. They're just actually perfect. Like every little thing where it's like, oh, they might not check this, they might not clear this, maybe this will work. It's like, no, it won't.
No, G2 looks primed to win America's, chat.
Oh,
G2
yeah,
looks
yeah.
primed to win America's, but they look almost primed to just go to the finals of Estes Bangkok at this point.
I need to see them against Levy at TAM.
I
think they look better.
They're better.
Who, G2?
Yeah.
I need to see
Oh,
them.
Miles better.
Every round.
That's a weird one though, because Lev, we don't know how good they are. I don't think they're that good at all.
True,
Lev? I
but
need to see Lev versus. Well, no, I think they're.
Brent, Aspas isn't on Lev anymore.
Okay, I think they're a good team, but I don't think they're. A top team in Americas.
Yeah,
There were
well,
a lot of issues in America, like South Korea and some of the maps where they were just losing.
I think it's probably reasonable to expect Lev to be like the 5th best team.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, it's possible.
That's a safe
It
bet.
looks like there's quite a few good teams in America at the moment.
Currently, G2 are like the tier above every team that I've watched so far. in Americas.
Would agree.
The Omen TP by Vic. Kind of knew he was at risk. Trent confirms. Oxy sat on the corner. Is going to force him to
Chat,
drop
I
straight
would
on
be
down.
very curious about what current like G2 versus EDG, like the clash of styles there. Like I'd be curious about that matchup again in their current forms.
They didn't see Mitch. They didn't see Mitch. Mitch. How is he not gonna kill? How did Mitch not get a kill?
Another post plant unraveled.
I don't know.
I think Vitality is the only team we've seen so far this year that you could argue look as good. Oh, okay.
I want to
Yeah,
see. I want to see NRG play against these teams, but we're not going to get to see it.
Why would you want to see that?
No, I want to see NRG play against G2.
Why? You just hate
Why?
NRG. So what? They're going to get fucking roll?
Because that's the game that everybody was like anticipating, maybe being
True.
the final or something. And I think
Yeah, it's not gonna be. We watched NRG play.
Well, exactly.
But it seems like that adjustment period is
But that makes me want to watch it.
Even if your NRG stocks are like, oh no, they had one bad game. Watch, they'll be back. They
They're
ain't
not
gonna
gonna
be
be
this
like
good.
this.
They would lose. Well, all this has told me is if they did win that game, they would have lost.
Yeah, G2's floor is nowhere near what NRG's floor was against C9.
Vic most of the time doesn't know where to be looking.
honestly, Chad, I feel like the NRG stocks right now are very similar to the T1 stocks. Like, yeah, you could argue they could still be good, but
That's. It depends what they're competing in, perhaps.
Yeah. Scrabble.
By exploiting someone on G2 over
I mean, who are you taking in Scrabble? I'm taking Usain Bolt, I think.
You're taking Bolt. Well,
yeah, I think I would
enough.
too.
You take Bolt and Scrabble over Biden right now.
I think so.
Dude, that is a nutty jump.
He sees it. Gate crashes out instantly. Still, that's a lot of information that might cause C9.
You think you can beat Joe Biden in Scrabble right now?
Unless it was a fucking competition of who can enable right-wing governments in Israel more. I think Usain Bolt is winning. Like, fucking.
I don't know. Screw them and came up with Bolt law.
I mean, I haven't been keeping up with Usain Bolt. I don't know what he's been up to.
I'm not going to slander his name.
Might have an esports team.
Chat, honestly,
Well, he's just got money and he's like investing.
Giacomo, I think really like already just things like the jump peak there with the Yoru, just the confidence plays, the space he gets, the cracks he creates is already like the value people wanted from Jog. Oh.
Still 3 players for G2.
I would take Nance.
Hey, you still get the site.
Oxy does a fantastic job.
No, I'm not saying I think NRG's obviously played worse, but I'm just saying it's like people thought this was a super team. People thought they were meant to be one of the favorites. And then it looks a little rough. And some fans will argue that maybe it's just one game, but you know, we still have to wait. And, like,
I love it. Try the little cheat.
but no longer do you
Why
think?
have they not made, by the way, a card? Unless they have, and I didn't see it.
Uh-oh.
Wait.
Oh.
Why haven't they made a card of Chichu kicking away the mob?
find another round, but
They should make that.
And they are far
That's
between.
an iconic moment, and it would be so funny.
I can't remember what the moment is that you're talking about, but
No, I don't.
You fucking casted the game. Chichu kicking away a Brim Molly in the fucking Champs Grand Final.
his head on it.
Oh,
didn't he?
yeah.
bit of hope on the side.
Well,
that if
yeah,
they could
like his body
finally
on it. He
win a
got his
pistol
body on it.
round, maybe they could steal away G2's
So
map
iconic, I
pick.
can't remember. I mean, I can't.
Let's not pretend that
the game.
T1 looked
You were
great against
popping off.
Boom. Wait,
Bro,
are you
they
arguing that
fucking fumigated me like I was a bug in the wall?
Wait, hold on. Are you arguing that T1 looked great against Boom or they didn't? Because they didn't. Boom looked very good.
Doesn't catch anybody. And then Mitch will just
And
walk
also,
forward with net
I
try to
do
keep
think that's a crazy take that neither Pacific qualified team will make top 4 at Bangkok. I think Pacific's going to send some good teams, but I think it'll just be a very tough tournament. I think Bangkok will just be a very tough tournament. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that obviously NRG like maybe looked worse, but C9 also played out of their minds, right? But what I'm basically trying to say is like, okay, it's the super teams of these two regions. People thought they were guaranteed to go to the Masters Bangkok, to go to finals, at least top 3, and then neither of them quite looked there. Some fans will argue like, oh, one bad game, but it's still just, it's hard to have faith that they're like a shoo-in for top 3, top 4 anymore. Like, it wouldn't be too surprising to see either of them drop out in the lower bracket. You know what I mean? Obviously, T1's not in the lower bracket yet, and we'll see how they look today. I mean, maybe they clean up against Paper X, but
Heaven and earth invert themselves for Mitch.
do you think Meteor will be able to perform at the same Pacific MVP level on T1 based off of the T1 Boom game? Well, I mean, I think Meteor will try, but the thing is if I'm Paper X, I watched that T1 game, and I'm thinking, oof, all we need to do is shut down Meteor. It's either shut down Meteor or just not go where Meteor is. But quite frankly, the only problem I think is that I think Boom came in with really good prep and somewhat anti, and that threw T1 off, and I think the mid-rounding was rough, but oh dude, they don't expect it.
Third time's the charm.
Work.
A much closer angle to the wall there. They could not sneak
I
him out.
can't wait to see Bren try that in a rank game.
I've tried it, guys. Over and over again. I've tried it so many times, trust me.
You really thought RQ would lose yesterday? These doubters, man. Even my mods chat.
That's like straight jumping. That's like a mechanic.
You're gonna lead a horse to water.
Yeah, exactly.
What I've just realized as well is G2 are doing us an insane service here, and Leviathan. We can wake up to watch Pacific. I can actually watch Nongshim.
Heck yeah. Nongshim about to go to Masters Bangkok.
It's such a what? 6 hours? Are you really sleeping that little?
I could handle 6. Any less is horrible.
All that distraction made from Oxy, though, it's allowed the rest of his team to just contact forward. They want to take an aggressive fight off the paranoia.
3 hours of sleep.
3 hours of sleep, baby.
That's horrible.
C9 not able to find the value with that aggression as intended. They fall back at the spike. Now can find anything with the Sheriff. He can.
It's not good enough.
Oh
it's not
no,
needs that situation. It's 3 for Leaf already, and it's up to VP.
Oh, they're so
It's
good.
impossible for them to win.
What did
A
you do,
1v4
bro?
stuck in the corner there.
I feel like I don't know.
Are we like akin to bullying? Are we like bystanders?
Such a one-sided affair. G2 claiming.
Wait, you want us to fucking jump in for Cloud9? Get on the stage?
Boys,
Oh, stop this!
C9 had never had
Protest
a
VCT.
real
I
shot
think
at
it's okay
creating
because
economic
Cloud9 bullied an old man in their last match. They sought him out whenever they could, and they put him in
their
the
own
dirt.
employees.
Devastating. Well, folks,
Oh,
I'll be honest
sorry,
with you, the
I was
Riot
like,
Arena
ooh,
is
oh,
bumping
I realized.
today, and we've got Golden Boy down on the floor with some super fans.
Super
Golden
fans
Boy
of
and super
Cloud9, where did they
fans.
find them?
Josh and Jacob here, big C9 and G2 fans. Guys, give it up, give it up.
They just gave someone a free jersey, put it on him. They're like, pretend that you're a super fan.
C9, right, have a big matchup against NRG, wins that one. You see
No
the players
way
shine.
anyone has the
Who is
new
your favorite
Cloud9
player
jersey.
on Cloud9 right now?
Right now, I probably have to say Zeppa. He absolutely fragged out in the NRG match. We were actually here the other day watching
God,
it.
this
And it
is
was
sad.
so awesome, dude. The energy
Watching your
was
team get
insane.
absolutely
Just getting
destroyed.
to watch it was awesome.
Yeah,
Hell yeah,
keep
that's
living in
awesome.
the
Now,
past.
for you,
Josh,
how do you feel about this
Cloud9
G2 lineup,
fan.
Jacob, that looks like world beaters right now.
Oh, we are world beaters, man. I'm out here. I'm watching them play, and I already feel we're winning champs.
Oh, we are world beaters.
We're winning champs.
This is a good super fan.
We're winning worlds.
He says we and everything. He's confident. You love to see it.
They're gonna go play League later. We're winning Worlds.
Last season we came. We're coming a lot this season.
I love the energy.
Love the vibe here. Love
We're
being able to
what?
come watch and support our teams.
Hell yeah. What about you, Jacob?
I've been coming since the seasons have started. First season started. Love it. It's beautiful. The games are amazing. I love Valorant. I love this game.
Hell yeah, guys! What do you think?
I love Valorant. We love Valorant.
Yep.
Oh, GB, don't hurt yourself.
But why don't you guys go ahead and help me out and
I've been coming since the beginning of the
They've
season.
been coming since the very beginning.
It's beautiful. I love it.
It's non-stop. They've been non-stop coming.
They're gonna go play League later. We're gonna be coming.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate pause in that sentence.
This is cute.
Oh my god.
All right, I mean, glad to see that spirits are high in this room because I tell you what, Cloud9.
Fans of orgs in esports is definitely rarer than in traditional
I don't
sports.
understand that reference. It's giving Go Valorant. Who was it that said Go Valorant?
Spirits are emanating from the left side of the stage at the moment.
When?
He was on like one of these. He was on one of these interviews like that during like a halftime or something.
He said
Yeah,
Go
one of them.
Valorant.
And yeah, he just
Valorant.
at the end he just said, "Go Valorant," like as an end.
Is he a fucking NPC?
Real as hell.
Like, what?
Yeah, well, that's why people talk about it because it was so bizarre.
At Champs 2023.
I'll have to look that
I don't
up.
remember that. I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
1,298
Go Valorant.
He's so real for that.
Football. Go football.
Yeah, I mean exclamation mark Tarek in my chat is it comes up with Tarek and Go Valorant.
That's funny.
Oxygen and Cloud9, his whole career.
It was the promo?
Again, Valen on the
Oh, was it a
retreat.
fake one? Is it one that like they recorded?
Finds the first onto Trent.
Wait,
No, it was live.
No,
on
I
the
thought it was an
program.
interview.
Regular season game.
Yeah, I thought it was at Americas.
Like a halftime interview?
Chat is saying it was Sen versus 100 Thieves regular season 2023.
Oh, like the first
Go
week.
Valorant.
Yeah. Was it like when he just got
Chat,
signed
do you
to
know?
announce
Does
the
my
signing?
chat know about Go Valorant? I don't
But
know
then why
this.
not Go Sentinels? Why Go Valorant?
Flash forced away, now the Nebula in his
You know, he's
face.
just trying to
It's
appease
like a politician trying to stay apolitical.
The thing of in like Pacific though, I think having like the regional loyalty to a team, I think is a bit more understandable, and that is more akin to sports fandom, right? Because it's much more tribal. It's much more geographically tribal. But I think like in America, it's harder to find super fans. I don't know.
I dare you to do that on a cast.
I have. I've done it before. Dude, I got it
Have you got it
perfect
right,
on the
though?
cast. I got it literally perfect to the millisecond one time.
Wow.
It doesn't sound as impressive as it is. I said 1 second and it was 1.00.
Must win round.
Oh yeah, no. I thought you were about to say. I said 2.38 and it was 2.38.
No, but I said
1
1
second and it
I
just
said
so
1 and it
happened
was
to be
exactly
fucking
1.
exactly a second.
That's to the millisecond.
Oh, so sweet.
Actually, it's to the 10th of a millisecond, isn't it, as well? It's not even to the millisecond.
Economically in this game.
16 and 7 for Leaf.
It's centiseconds that get counted down.
With the judge.
Why is Oxy half wearing a jacket? I asked this the other day. Why is he only wearing half of a jacket?
Copying some early damage, he's going to pull back with the Marshall.
He's like, I don't know if you guys know the meme about like dancers, but they'll always wear like half something half on, half off.
On mid with that Marshall.
What he's doing.
I know what you mean, but I haven't seen the meme.
Maybe because I was a dancer for 11
How was he
years.
wearing?
Like,
Is it over his shoulders?
he's wearing one over his shoulder and the other one's
Well,
not.
I just meant that like the org itself has run out of the region. That might not be the reason for everybody, but I think generally that does make a bit more sense, right? Regardless of where that roster is performing.
It's like triggering.
I guess he just doesn't like the friction on his mouse arm, but he wants to stay warm.
But I mean, there are fans who like are fans of, like, for instance, most super fans of C9 are probably from the league days, and then they're probably just supporting whatever game they play.
He hasn't like cut a jacket in half.
I mean, it'd be incredible if he'd made a custom jacket for himself.
Yeah, if he fucking cut a jacket in half, that would be cool.
Oxy chimes in for 2 from that high ground now to the Sheriff, interrupts the plot. Oxy, he's looking for it.
Come on, Oxy, come on.
Oh boy. What?
Wait, that's so cool.
He gets the iPower ace.
It still counts though, no?
What?
I mean, you have to.
That's so goofy. That's the goofiest ace I've ever seen.
When iPower giving away a PC every time?
Yes.
Yeah, not quickly. And now that you see how they changed it.
Yeah.
But they only had a set amount of PCs, so they were only ever giving away as many as they had.
I see.
It's not like they went bankrupt. They just
What? So
ran
this,
out
so
of
this time they're just even more so refusing.
That's the first primal Oxy moment of the
season.
season.
One a week.
That's right. We had him hitting all
They got
levels of
even
Super Saiyan last year, but
shorten
very
their
quickly
budget.
G2 looking to keep a lid on the energy for Cloud9. Okay, Oxy.
All right.
He's online.
Okay. Valen got a trade kill though, and Zeppo was trying to support.
Leaf's about to
That's called Ultra
fall off the map.
win the round.
He's good. He's good.
Right, I'm older than you, man. Come on.
Not really my thing.
By a lot. Really? Cringe.
What?
Bladestorm here.
What did he just talk?
I thought we were like listening to comms for a second. I was like,
No, listening to Uber and Wyatt, just the idea of
take the game back into their own hands.
the idea of Mitch just saying cringe. Something Wyatt said is so funny. Just outing your co-caster for being cringe.
Down to Vic, and he's the ghost player for this round, and he's been about as invisible with all his action over at B.
You can see that they're trying to get the confidence flowing. They're trying to fight together, and they are fighting together, but the duel's just not going their way.
would you ever call
all
Ren and Josh? Would you ever call each other cringe
on all cylinders?
on a
We
broadcast?
probably have at some point.
Just to see Nine get the head above water, just as they get one of those
I
classic
can't remember, but
boosting prescribed.
honestly, the humor has gone down over the years. I've become more robotic.
Once more. Again, money's
I
still
think
fine.
I think this season we should try to be antagonistic to each other.
Vic's also been able to recover
Well, like there's
Drama.
Actual hatred.
like a divorce is incoming, or like what?
Yeah.
Also,
No,
I
it's
can-
just
I
like
can do like a Reddit thread that's like,
we need to-
guys, are Ren and Taito breaking up? Like,
we need to start with bickering though. You know, just like little bits of
Yeah.
And then
bickering.
by the end of the season, there's a VLR like post of is everything okay with Brennan side?
yeah, like, guys.
Just manufacturing drama with this.
Yeah. If you say the wrong name at some point, I'm like, Brennan, stop saying the wrong name.
It's like so
Embarrassingly.
middle school theater.
NRG, a
Like,
lot of people's
that's
favorites.
not
If
right.
You kind of had to put them in the top two coming into this tournament out of
Oh, yeah, and then
Ace
you
leader
just-
with
you just
5.
correct him
Wow.
sarcastically.
upset win.
That's actually crazy, chat. Oxy has 5 aces
like,
so
You
far.
thought Cloud9 were going to win this game, didn't you? You bald
Well,
fraud.
if you watched the VOD of you, like I wanted to do this morning, then you would know that they do this already, Josh.
That's good.
Second season of VCT. That is
It's
Like,
just
yes,
start getting like
somebody
pettier
wants
and
to
pettier, have
mail in.
nothing to do with your job.
that Gatecrash now starts to saunter down mid. That'll be Jorgamo maybe using that to get behind enemy lines. Yep, instantly TPs to it.
Fault line TP. I
think we
like
should get
it.
everyone in on it though. So, like, all the
Full
broadcast
mid
talent
control
for
without
us,
the
but, like,
smoke.
Yeah, things have been weird,
good.
but it's okay. Like,
It's really toxic around here right now.
yeah, it's like they're bringing it out. We had a meeting.
He couldn't get out. He got suppressed by the 0
Did he
point
just
and couldn't
TP
gate crash
into
away.
himself?
He strained it.
Just
Oh, yes,
mistimed that. That's still on the angle. Decoy
I don't think I've
comes
ever. He popped the gate crash there, but it was the
Yeah,
very
yeah,
frame
that's
that the
the
gate
best
crash
part
was
is that, yeah.
disappearing.
It happens to the ult sometimes, though.
I've seen
Yeah,
better
yeah.
Jorgamo.
Strange though.
They take the good
Oh,
with
this
the
is
bad
tough.
way.
Oh, the flash
Oh,
timing.
poor Oxy. Poor Oxy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where do you
man.
look?
Now buy some time. No great post-plant position.
Yeah, I tripped him out.
Yeah, that was a little weird one, right? With the
With that
suppress.
plant, though, Jonah P. Rolling Thunder will be available. That could easily even up this 3 versus 4 into a 3v3. And get
So Jonah P wants to get ahead of things. He does have the Rolling Thunder.
It's real. Jonah
I
very
could just
mindful
really
of it.
awkwardly hit on you and float with you during the game as well.
Rolling Thunder.
That would be
That-
fucking weird.
yeah.
Oh, wow, preemptive. Preemptive.
It worked.
Surely.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
jealous.
that's
Like, you son of a bitch.
Stolen.
I tell you the line that I wanted to come into our first opening cast line. I think I did, right?
Not one, but
What?
two gift cards. Let's get that straight.
Maybe I said it to Alice.
Cloud9, tell you what, raise imports for this team.
Well, I
and
kind of
hey,
want to save it
that's
for
an
the
important
opener because
round.
it's
It's
just
a
funny and it
swing
will
round
just
in
take you
terms
off.
of
It will
economy. They win it out.
completely push you off guard,
G2 relegated
and like
into a
you
bit of an
just you
awkward
won't be
one now.
expecting any of it. And I just want to see your reaction. I think you'll squirm.
Oh, fucking hell.
Cloud9's woes as a team against this strong
So I might just keep it.
Good time.
Yeah, keep it.
Actually, I don't
Trauma
think
bonded. Of course I recognize your name, bro. How you doing?
Really fit. I'll just tell
Our
you
things.
because
Yeah, I'm there week 3, so I'm there the 31st. The first and second.
Spot with G2 in Americas.
I'm so sorry.
Struggling at the beginning of his foray.
Okay.
Challengers playing ending the year.
So what is it then, Mr. Brown?
but yeah, it's like relevant if we were doing like an opening game, like the opening game this season.
Right, but we'll actually be doing.
Or maybe if we
some
saw the
late
agents like or something.
Americas. He's
Oh yeah, if we
looking
see the
so
agents
nice.
Pivotal here.
Maybe.
for
No,
C9 on this
I
map.
don't think it will be relevant by the time we start casting.
Basically, as soon as
Basically, if
the first
Tejo
round
was
began,
played, I was
at
going to
the
be
very
like,
early,
listen,
Cosmic
Tejo might be
Divide to set up
pappy,
to
but
go
there's only
around
one daddy in
Cloud9.
my life, and he's right here, and I was going to slap you on the shoulder and just go straight into the cast and
But a
see what you
Guardian
did.
and a rifle here still for LEV to work with. Also a Cosmic Divide for G2 to try and
That,
set
yeah, I would be weirded out by that. I would be weirded out by
I just
that.
knew you would. I knew you would.
Going to be tough for C9 to get through.
Oh boy, he's gonna try to. Oh.
Wow. Just.
At that range, not sure how it
I think,
happens.
Bren, you should
Shot
just
down
at
straight
some
through the
point
wall.
just
Looking for some damage there is
call
Zephyr.
Josh Daddy
He's already on
just
the
randomly
defuse.
at one
All
point
the
through a cast.
Okay, fine.
Torpedo, a problem. Nobody's looking at China.
No.
Oh,
my
what's the
Thank
time?
God.
That's all
No, it's fine.
Cloud9 needed. They have
No
slowly
worries,
but
no
surely
Man.
climbed
No
back into
worries.
this map.
Winnable for Cloud9? That wasn't
I mean,
eco, but
That shot.
It's only
they
10.
got
It's
the
not
last-
even 12.
The initial one was
They
so
got the last
sick.
rifle round
Trying
though
to
off a
push through
net
the Cosmic
4K.
Divide net was so far away, but ended up being there.
I don't know.
Right on time. Jonah
I
not
don't see the
expecting
comeback
to get
happening.
backstab.
I mean, if they get this next
Hello.
round, for sure, I think it's winnable.
Good looks there from Zephyr. Very disruptive. That's a double Cosmic Divide post-plant situation.
Hey, Logic, how's it going? Welcome.
Rounds are bizarre.
G2 now on the full
I
How many
think
subs
C9
to
might
talk
be able
about
to bring it
jelking
back.
Bren on cast? Oh well, enough for me to get fucking fired.
What? Did I come back? Also, sorry for not speaking, but also, why did I come back?
going for the Kang round?
Oh. Dude,
Like,
Oxy is
remember that?
online.
Frenetic opener to this round. Oh my god, he's right.
I mean, Trent's
Dead.
Oh, how's he live?
Somehow Trent is alive.
Fine.
Yeah, you know, win those, that's
All
fine.
good.
Here we go.
Jorg with the
I'd
trade, but
love
one
to see
versus
Jorg
three.
win this.
That was
Oh,
not a
never
clone.
What a mistake.
Never mind. Okay, wait, they might be back.
Beginning to really
That was
feel
great
the
timing
energy
to
in
go
the
for an
room now
aggressive
for
round.
Mm-hmm.
It's been tough to have it before, but
maybe
they
a
are
timeout
on a
scene,
run, stringing 3 in a row.
They taking a
Finally in the
timeout?
driver's seat in a game, it feels like. Of course, they
I don't
are still
think
on
so.
the comeback right now. But the rounds they've been playing have been fantastic. I love this mix of
Yeah,
Actually, on
curious
that
why there's no
Terminal,
G2.
around
On the turn, what do you mean?
Have they taken a timeout?
Oh, I see.
into that Hunter's Fury.
Hits him real hard. On Oxy there as well. As
Still no timeout for Josh. Josh RT.
Now we're gonna sell
Hey,
game,
won
folks.
one attacking round.
G2 again.
Playing some comp, unfortunately. Unfortunately. That's not, it can't be too bad.
That is all Cloud9 setting up their star Oxy. He
What if, like,
capitalizes.
one time,
This is the best
Bren
map
and
he's
Josh,
had
one of
so
you cast,
far
like,
in
did not know
2025.
who the other person was? Like, you were like,
Single
amnesia.
forced away. At least still living.
I just got asked if current NRG or BLG is better.
Not early anyway.
BLG.
BL. Well, yeah.
In my opinion.
Sheriff to his name.
Billy
Wow.
Billy would be NRG if NRG played like they did against C9.
A minute in the round already. You expect Jorg maybe to go forward with this. Valen will be on the setup.
That is a risky position for
I think that's a stay tuned.
Oh, that
Oh my
is.
goodness, that's 4-player assists. Look at that. Everyone
Yeah,
involved.
teamwork, baby.
Put together great grab, well timing.
Lovely.
Just love the nerdiness.
Sort of anti-eco.
They got
You've got to feel
breach as
good.
well.
They have breach up, no aftershock,
Offsite though with one rifle.
and no
Not
pull.
full,
No pull.
And a dream.
Jaw wants to spot the players out, gets the info on all 4, matter of fact.
I mean,
I feel like Jaw has
the
his
Euro
own
out
every
here
fucking
just to
round. Am I
buy
crazy?
time is good.
Rolling Thunder comes in. Dude,
Wow, they jump. They a little jump over the smoke to get a
I
ping.
think that's the wrong play there. Then breach ulting. They should have just had Jogamo jump in the smoke and spam his body, and then breach ulted afterwards.
They might lose this, though. It
They
doesn't matter.
got him.
Wow.
Wow, they won the round anyway.
Just as Cloud9
Offsite post plan.
Jeez.
With only breach.
I like the idea though, right? The breach ult to make sure they can't react to him coming out of the ult just to buy time on site.
Oh yeah.
What do you do? As he's pinged up.
Wow.
Nightmare situation.
That's so annoying. Wait, the recon dart.
Yeah, he was on his butt.
Onto Leaf. Stuck on his ass.
Time from Jonah off the info from the dimensional drift.
That's a that's a good round from G2. G2 is just too good, chat.
Slept in. G2 really good? Yes.
G2 is really good. Hey, morning.
A tough round loss, but they're not out of this by any means.
To Yaraman. Hope I said that right.
Or working nights, or have some kind of, you know, problem with their sleep. There's plenty of reasons, actually. Don't judge them, because I'm not.
We listen
Fuck off my viewers. Back the fuck off my viewers, you little shit.
You do not like your viewers.
Yeah,
Look, if your viewers were smart enough to realize anyone else streamed, then they would be.
Told me in private that if streaming wasn't a massive, ginormous part of your $1 million income, you would never do it because you hate people and you hate.
I think you were like, oh yeah, those poor plebs that like funds my yacht.
Yeah, exactly. Thank God they give me millions. Otherwise, fuck them.
Yeah.
Can't stand them.
It's all lies, chat. It's all lies, and it's making me so sad. Can I get a few primes? Oh, my friends are bullying me.
This kill could certainly determine.
We were talking about yachts earlier.
Finding that advantage.
We get it. You've got a yacht.
No. Have you ever heard of somebody pronouncing the word differently?
Oh no. Yeah. Yacht. People were trying to say it was yacht.
People are trying to tell me I was pronouncing it wrong by saying yacht.
No, yeah, I was very much with you on that. I don't.
I've
what
never
is
heard
yacht?
the word pronounced differently.
Wouldn't you like do a hard shirt?
Wait, what? Yacht. It's a yacht. Yeah.
Yeah, if you didn't know how to pronounce the word yacht, yes, you would.
Timber, thank you for the prime. Keeb, thanks for the prime. Titus Jetlag, thank you for the prime. It's time to chill.
Look at these
No
people.
way, man.
Look at these people. Look at these little sheep getting baited in.
Yeah, this is
Run
crazy.
around by a little sheepdog.
I'm thanking the viewers, and you're insulting them. Crazy that you're saying
I just can't believe that they're funding your second boat. You're telling these people, and they're still funding you your second boat.
Morbid Shinto, thank you for the prime. Rata Mario, thank you for the prime resale as well.
Jeez.
I'm starting to cheer up. It's tough having
Morning, cool Milan. So nice to see you on the desk yesterday. What were your thoughts on G and DFM? Thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, I'll be on for a couple more days, standing in for kickoff. GE and DFM. I mean, I think GE looked pretty good. They had the strengths that I wanted them to have. I think there's risk of like against the stronger teams, their aggression turns into overheats. But overall, pretty good. I mean, I think it also just like that first map seems like either it was just like not prepped or just you know, first game jitters and stuff. But I was glad Poppy was shutting up some doubters. Yeah, that was good. And Yudotan proven to everyone that was good too. I mean, everyone on that roster really proved why they got picked up. I think so. GE was exciting. I was happy to see that. I think. Sure, like you could want more, like all the hype and a more dominant game, but I think that was already everything I would have wanted to see, like in terms of just confidence, getting a victory. I thought Kelly S had some good calls and good reads as well. Yeah, Kelly S is calling. I didn't get to touch on that too much during the cast. I mean, I talked about the overall movement of the teams and stuff, but specifically his calling itself I thought was pretty good. So it was all pretty good. DFM, I mean, I was a little, you know, especially after the first map, a bit disappointed. Because it really did feel, whoa. Because it did feel like they just reverted back to either make carries or not, which is that's not where you want to be as DFM. But I think RQ also finally got their ish together in the maps 2 and 3, so maybe it's relative.
They take their time. They punish Net for it. They don't make mistakes like that.
They said that GE said that except Abyss, everything else is prepared. But now, well, yeah, I don't. Also, I don't know if you want to say that, because now it's like, what do they ban? Now there's the question of, okay, well, what are you banning or not banning? GG.
Yep, I think I'm gonna say tentatively that they look like the best team in VCT.
So far, yeah.
Yep.
I would love to see them versus like the current EDG in like a best of 5.
Yeah.
That could be
Double bubble
fun.
in trouble. I'm sorry, TMV. I use a real sub on you.
That's worth more money because Twitch did the fucking thing where they
And here it is, the double bubble in trouble resub.
Wow, that's so tight.
Come to the light.
I've gotten no subs for what it's worth.
I
you
don't
guys hate women. That's crazy.
Wow.
That's wild, you guys. That's crazy. Women esports?
Yeah, women and Asians in esports. What is this? What is this discrimination?
What the frick is this, you guys?
Yeah, just going for these Tories. That's all we see. It's insane.
Classic. Am I right? Someone in my chat just went, I don't hate women, I'm just broke. And that's why I fuck with you.
Wow.
I mean, talk about a tough.
Have you guys seen the G2 bundle advert?
They have to go up against G2 next.
No, I haven't seen it yet. Oh wait, no, yeah, I did with them like getting memed on by the narrator.
I don't know. I'm gonna go.
Oh, you haven't seen it? It's pretty funny actually.
Is it self-aware enough to be funny, or is it simply a...
No, it's very self-aware. It's a very self-aware funny.
Alright, let's have a look.
He's put in pretty pivotal positions, sometimes having to play in an under-resourced fashion. He's able to take some of these rounds over. Oxy came alive. We got the vintage look from him last year.
Wait,
VCT Americas
so, oh man, like saying that we have everything but Abyss prepared. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it could be mind games as well, and it could just be super confidence, but... Let me go back and see. They banned Haven. Oh, you know what though? Okay, I might respect that because Haven is really good for secrets. So you ban that thinking that Abyss wasn't going to be picked. Abyss gets picked. It doesn't look good, but that's okay because that's going to be our permaban. But now everybody knows that Abyss is your permaban. So I mean stuff like that. I don't know if you say it early on in a tournament, you know, but especially in like a elimination tournament. But it does explain that, you know, the Abyss wasn't very well prepped.
Like G2, for example, and I'm glad to have answers for it. But we have questions, further questions. That's right, it's Riv down on the stage for the variety interview with the one they call LEV.
We got Bolt Spanner with the Prime sub. Thank you, appreciate it. Thanks for using your Prime sub on a proper channel here amongst the co-streams.
I mean, you're no stranger to winning. The team looks so
Let's listen to the interview
right now, but does it kind of feel different winning with these guys? It looks so fluid.
I mean, it's a lot of fun. Like, we're all pretty brain dead. We all have our same kind of sense of humor.
All right.
So when we win these rounds,
that's a
and,
crazy
like,
thing to say.
Plays, like, or just like good teamwork, we're all just hype. We're all having fun. So, I mean, nothing's really changed from last year. You know, we just added in Jogamo, who's obviously like world class, but in terms of culture, we're still the same.
Why do you think it's kind of a benefit to all be a little brain dead in those situations?
I mean, it just makes the game
That's
more
crazy
fun.
that they're just
Like, at the
repeating
end of
it.
the day, if you're just stressed every single day that you show up for practice and every single match, you're just like, I hate playing with these guys. Like, you're just gonna not have the best results. Like, it's just how it works.
Easy enough said. All right, looking at how much fun you were having, though, I think it was like August of 2022, the last time you played Chamber, and then Ye joined the team, and he was the Chamber forever. What's it like being able to get back on the Chamber and get some headhunters in there? You look like you're having a good time.
You know, we were playing it in scrims, and I'm just getting owned because I'm on 40 ping, and it's just way different on LAN. And then Josh is always just like, you know, LAN Chamber, you're gonna be fine. You're playing with, you know, like just 50 pounds added on you. So it's just very, very nice.
Damn,
like,
even though he was getting owned, they still just had
Not
faith.
used to it on Sentinel role. But yeah, I think
That's
I was
good.
very comfortable on the agent even back then. So
That
it's
means
just
they
kind of
trust not
getting
just the
back
players,
into
but
it.
also the
Took the ping
comp.
weights off. You were crushing. My next question is kind of for the team. People sometimes get concerned when you see so many big names on a team. Who gets the priority voice? What happens here? Who just overall gets the util? How's that working for G2? Because it does not seem like a problem with all these stars on one squad.
I mean, at the end of the day, we all want to win. Nobody really cares about stats. Like, if you lose and you have good stats, who cares? If you win and have good stats, it's just a plus. But at the end of the day, like, I think we're one of the most, like, drilled, disciplined teams. So, like, we don't really care. Like, we just do whatever it takes to win.
It's a great mental. Final question for you. Com said he would love to play you guys. You do come out with the win
I don't know
here,
how
so
I
you're
feel
going
about
up
the
against
collars
Vietnam.
on the
How you
G2
feel about that?
jersey. It
does feel
just
like you
feels
are the
awkward.
best in the scene.
I mean, I hope it's a good game. I didn't really watch too much of their second map, but the first map, I mean, they look pretty good. Com was like 20 and 9. That's rare from him, personally. So
That's
you know, we
rare
beat
from
them in
him.
Spotlight. Obviously, it's
Oh,
not
man.
5v5 same players, but I mean, I know what they're capable of. I mean, they beat us last year. They changed some players around, but it's gonna be a good game.
Awesome. Leaf, thank you so much. Let's hear one more time for G2. Leaf, the squad, getting that victory as they debut their
All right, GG. Let me hop off the call real quick.
To the desk right now. Don't go anywhere. We got Jogamo and Valen to give you all the
All right,
inside
GG's. Catch you guys later.
that goes down in these games.
Yeah,
So,
bye-bye.
What's good, everyone, and welcome back to the match point, our end of
Going for that
day
rugby
show where we cover
jersey
all
look.
the
Oh, is
stuff
that what
we
rugby
just saw.
jerseys look
And
like?
as Riv had
They have like the half collar going on?
Jogamo here to talk about what that game
Oh, I can kind of see it, but it doesn't go well with the rest of the like pattern and texture on the rest of the jersey, right? Like it's like if it wasn't like typical esports jersey texture, then I think it'd be better.
Practice results honestly have been kind of shaky in this new meta. It's been
GE is not playing as aggressive as they would have. No, I've heard that, but I don't think if necessarily going more aggressive is like. Here's the thing. I don't know if you play in a region with Paper Rex in it and your answer is to go as aggressive as possible. You'd have to be really good to convince me that you have your own color on it. And I also, the way it was yesterday, while I liked that they full committed to it, it wasn't clean, but it got the job done, right? So against better teams, do you still keep the numbers advantage in fights like that? That's my question. And yes, maybe with Patrick, maybe you do, but like, I think it's a risky way to play. So unless we have more data, it's hard to say that it's going to be good. You can have hope for it if you're a fan, but
we're so excited about because of his versatility and his talent. But now you also have the versatility.
you don't associate really. But the eye on the G2 logo is red. They've always had a lot of red in their color. Actually, the red isn't what bothers me, which is kind of crazy.
Getting the post plans and getting me inside, like that's my specialty. But I mean, I trust my 3 people to clutch right behind me: Jonah, Leaf, and Trent as well. Even him. Like, but me and him are always going in. So you know what I'm saying? Like, but having Leaf, like,
Dude, this G2 roster looks so good though, Chad. It looks good.
I give him all my faith and I give him all that confidence, and I know that he's.
No, I'm excited. I'm excited for this roster.
And of course, now I know you guys have been asked this a million times, but if you don't mind for the match point stuff.
The eyes like less. No, it is, but it's always been like an iconic part. Like their posters always had hints of red and stuff. It's always been a very iconic part of their. Like they've always pushed it. I feel if you look at all their marketing material, etc. Okie dokie. Well. No, that one was a fun game. The LEV one was not. The LEV one was not worth waking up early for. But the G2 game that was good. So who do they play next? It is it is LEV. Is that it? Damn, I don't think I get to watch these games until the lower finals. I don't think I really have, because I think I'm casting. Because I'm casting half of the days. I'm standing in for half of the days of kickoff. So when did I say I'm coming back to Americas? Let's see. When did I say? I said I will return to Americas, yeah, for the lower finals and the finals. So I won't get to keep. I'll try to catch up on the VODs every now and then, but it's because next weekend I'm on the main broadcast twice, and then the weekend after that right away as well. So, but I say I agree. I think G2 looks the best so far. Do you think GE can win against Talon? I think so, but I think if Talon plays like within their range, again, not power level compared to other people, but like if there's a level 1 Talon and a level 10 Talon, I think if Talon plays 6 and above, so it's like a 50-50 because Talon's kind of volatile. But that's what I mean. I think Talon's a good enough team that kind of crazy aggression, especially because Talon also does that. I don't know if GE can always keep the numbers advantage. I'm not saying the idea is bad. Obviously, Paper X does it, like RRQ does it. I don't think the idea is bad, but the way it was much more like a thorough bodies at the problem to solve it, and I'm glad they were committed to it, and I like that. But it does need to be a bit more cleaned up if you want to play against better teams, I think, and also teams that are willing to fight that. Secret usually doesn't want to fight like that, so I'm not trying to say that they got lucky because it can sound like that. I don't mean that at all. I think GE played really well. And I said it on the cast too. I was like, I'm glad that they're going full committal to this aggression, right? Like you spot someone and everybody jumps in. And I like that because that way you keep the numbers. It's just if you're always barely coming out with one-man advantage in those fights, against Secret, does that work against the better teams? That's my question. So it's not so much the style that's the problem, but if you're going to do that, I think it has to be even cleaner. Because, like, what if you do that, but the last guy alive is Primi? Now it's still a 50-50. You know what I mean? I think there was some part of Team Secret. I think so. I mean, I just don't think Team Secret expected GE to play that aggressive, which is a little bit concerning as well because GE's just been talking about how they're going to play aggressive. So it's like, listen, if we've all heard it from different streams, then you probably should have heard it as well. So that is a little concerning. I do think there was some underestimating, but at the same time, like Jeremy was playing so well. And yet you couldn't pull through. So Envy started to quiet off. But I think that was, again, partly the speed. But if you weren't ready for it, you should have been halfway through the match, right? So I don't know if we can really excuse Secret. I think basically, yeah, maybe Secret could win again in a rematch. But I think credit where credit is due. I think GE played well. I think they did. I think they played in a way where they could showcase their individual prowess and hype, but not like just off of heroics, like off of the team play. So I thought that was good. No, I think GE still looks promising. I just think Talon. I thought Secret. Honestly, their bracket, I think it's just really good to gauge exactly how promising they look because Secret is always going to be a really great litmus test. So they passed the basic litmus test, and now you got to pass the kind of like volatile litmus test with Talon. And if they can do that, I mean, who knows? Yes, exactly. Yeah, I think if they can beat now, but it goes both ways though. If Talon rolls a 1 on their dice, which Talon does sometimes, then it would simply be Talon being bad. Which again, that wouldn't take away from the win from GE, but then I would still be like, okay, well, we still gotta see. Like I'm still not sure, just because it's like Talon might not have tested GE, but if Talon plays, even at their own like average level, like their own average expectation, then I think it'd be a good test for like how clean the aggression is. Again, I don't mind the aggression. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I just think maybe it needs to be a little bit cleaner across the board, like just in a numbers game, right? With how many times you go aggressive, like how much of it is cleaner is what I want to see. So we'll see. I think it'd be a good test though. But we gotta wait until next week for that one. I think VLR still doesn't have it updated, but so I didn't realize this either, quite frankly. But so Pacific is also doing the EMEA thing where one part of the bracket gets to rest like infinitely longer. Unfortunate. I don't like it, but what can you do? All right, chat. Originally, I was thinking maybe we'd hang out with Path of Exile too, but I got to hop off, grab some lunch, and then I'll probably grind some PoE myself, but also maybe catch up on some VODs on the side. And then we'll be back for Pacific. DRX versus Nongshim, first match. We got the ramen ready. I don't know. Oh, Nongshin wasn't playing this match. I should have taken the ramen off. I don't know which ramen flavor we'll go for today. I've got a couple ideas. But, like, because this is a big match, I don't know if I want to... Because Nongshin versus DRX is a big match, originally I wanted to go kind of ham. But then I'm thinking, like, okay, but, like, they might have many more matches left. Maybe I save the best for last. Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking. Like, best one today because this is, like, a big win. I think I'll stick with that plan. I'll stick with that plan. And then we can go back to some of the basics. Oh, I can't wait. Who will RQ meet if they lose against Gen G? If they lose against Gen G, they would meet... Give me a second. They would meet Team Secret, actually. Which wouldn't be bad. I think, given what we saw from the first matches of each team, I think RQ would be slightly favored. But I expect Secret to look stronger in the lower bracket. Dude, those three teams just can't get away from each other. Secret, Gen G, and RQ. Secret faces whoever loses between Gen G and RQ. No matter who loses, it's just another rematch time and time again. But it's going to be Gen G, chat. I can't wait. RQ versus Gen G. There's a chance. But, like, RQ can't play like they did on the first map, man. They can't play like they did on the first map. You can't do that. Who do you have for T1 Paper X? Paper X. I had Paper X before, but now I have Paper X even stronger. And how happy was I when RQ won? I was happy, but I think I was more relieved because I was so mad after the first game. I was just so upset at how RQ played the first map. DFM played well, but that doesn't mean RQ also played well. RQ also didn't play that well in the first map. So... Chat, I have a decent feeling about my bracket. I do think there's a chance for G, but I said that when I was doing the pick'ems too. I do think there's I think G, Team Secret, and G Talon, like there was always this not such a small chance that GE could win, but both would be upsets. But I do have Talon winning, but we'll see. Sliggy was giving yellow cards to the whole team for RQ. I mean, they deserve it, man. They should have all been put in the timeout booth, the penalty booth, like hockey. All of them. Oh, May looked great. But that's the thing. See, Jemkin, what did I always say, chat? Jemkin needs to play more like a wild card. He needs to create more curveball openings, and he needs to go ham because he can, and that's how the team wants to play. And once he started doing that more regularly, they started winning, and he can match May. I think 1v1 entirely, maybe May still comes out a bit ahead, but, like, he was matching May. You know? Like, he was playing full confidence. In fact, what was the... I didn't actually go back and look at this. What was the... their stat here? Dude, Jemkin diffed May, man. 15-9. I don't want to ever hear Jemkin slander again. Oh, man. Oh, yo, Anders with the raid. Oh, I didn't have my alerts up because I just switched scenes to the one with no alerts. But Anders, thank you for the raid. Welcome, welcome. Yo, everybody say hello to Anders and go follow his channel if you haven't. If you want to get nerdy with it, that's the channel to be following. Dude. Oh, listen, this doesn't mean May isn't good. It doesn't mean May can't possibly be better than Jemkin, but like, people gotta respect Jemkin, man. Dude, everyone just looks at RQ's results last year. They're like, Jemkin is just not that good of a dude. I've heard casters and analysts slander Jemkin, and I'm just thinking like, this dude literally top fragged a match after having 0 kills in a map, and you're telling me he can't be good enough? Like, come on. Come on. Like, that's crazy. This needs to stop. I don't want to jinx, but G2 should win. I mean, that's what I was saying. I was saying it during the Coast Series as well, Anders. I just said, I think G2 absolutely at least looks like a finalist for a Masters Bangkok. Like, G2 looks... Oh, they look so good. Dude, how much were you nerding out, Anders? They had so many nerdy things. The freaking drop off to get the extra ult point, the long range fault lines on Lotus. Dude, Jonah like Professor was absolutely in session today. Like, that was just... And Trent's Tejo was good too. Like, they had so many, but I think they had one of the best prepped Tejos. Not necessarily like individuals, but Josh, oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah. No, that you guys are close, so I guess you would have. I guess you would have known ahead of time. No, but they looked so good. Like oh man, it was freaking nerd heaven watching G2 play today. They looked like, I was telling the Plat Chat guys, I think they looked the most clear on what the current like meta should be on the 2 maps that they played. And also, dude, the Viper, oh, it was so good. Getting ahead of the potential Tejo picks. You don't need a hard Sentinel, but now with Tejo, that means people, and especially because they know what C9's playing, you know that they don't have a Sky or a Fade. How in the world are you going to clear Toxic Screen? Oh, so good. I've been a Jemkin Sims. Well, Anders, that's because you know. But dude, even I'm not gonna say who, but I mean it's more than one. I'll just leave it at that. But even within VCT Pacific, I've had people tell me that Jemkin just isn't it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, just dude. I've had people be like, I don't know, man, maybe Jemkin, I don't know, and I'm like, what? You cannot possibly look at how like. Literally, it was literally the only fault that Jemkin had in 2024 was that he was misunderstood within his team. And it's not his fault or the team's fault. They just weren't aligned, right? Oh, that was a good gift. But I'm so glad he proved so many people wrong today. Oh, man. No, Jemkin was on fire. Like, once he decided that he needed to take certain rounds into his control, like, it was good, man. Look at this, man. 11-8. Dude, Odin, get out of here. More than double. Oh, this is a beauty. Oh, this is a beauty. Oh, this is great. Oh, you love to see this, chat. This is just great. This is friggin' solid. Dude, Cushy, too. Cushy diffed everyone, too. I mean, I guess also because they won so dominantly, I guess everyone's diffing everybody. Estrella, poor GN getting shut down by Estrella, but then Estrella just can't do anything against May. I do think... Dude, the shorty peek out from us, I still don't understand exactly why that was the choice in that round.
With this one, because it's been a bit of time. Has DFM kind of
can we
what went wrong
like I was trying to rack my brain on why would you do that? Which round was that? That was at the very end, right? Oh no. This had to have been at the end of the half.
Just stay
Which round was it? Was it 12 or was it 11? Is it this one? No. Oh, it was an OT. It was an OT. That's why. It was an OT. Yeah. Because I remember it was near the end, and I was like, wait. Oh, but DFM attacked first. Wait, that wasn't the last round though, right? It was the second to last round, I guess. Was that how it finished? I mean, this map was so long. Is it? Oh my god, is it this one? It is this one. Okay, so you get the paranoia. Can we just... Okay, let's walk through this one by one. Jemkin gets a nice pick on Art. And then you're double triple swinging. May gets a nice shot. So you want to chase through. Cushy is still delayed. Wait, what's Jian looking at here? Oh, he was paranoid. He's trying to help shoot the dart. So he gets taken out. But nobody has tagged May yet. See, this is what I don't understand. Nobody had tagged him. So why are we swinging with it? He had to have been out of it, but he didn't get into that many fights, right? He had to have been out of ammo. I can't. I watched the RQ match from an Indonesian streamer where Mindfreak was giving the streamer shit because of how much RQ throw the first map. The Odin, I mean, the Odin, you know it's coming. But they shut the Odin down eventually. That wasn't so much the problem. Are you on broadcast tonight? No. I'll be watch partying tonight. I can't wait. I'm so glad I'm watch partying tonight. That should be fun. Australia has 2 flash, but I don't have a problem with the flash drives. I don't. Well, actually, okay. So in hindsight, 2020, yes, you probably should have reset for a second and maybe pop flash. But it's also May, so I'm okay with you not. I'm gonna say I'm okay. In a vacuum, you absolutely should have used your flashes, but I'm okay because the spike was already planted. And because it's May, you're afraid of him swinging out again and trying to isolate 1v1. So I'm okay with you double swinging. That's okay. But for one, I mean, this isn't halftime speed, so it looks a lot worse. But for one, Monette is quite far ahead. And two, if you're gonna swing out with the shorty, he should have been the one who jumps out, right? It should have been the KO jumping and bouncing across and trying to close the gap while Monette gets a free kill. And I actually think, chat, knowing this team, I think this might have been Monette getting too far ahead. Watching it back. I mean, I don't think we're not trying to start a witch hunt here, but I'm just saying, I think what might have happened is Monette gets caught up in the heat of the moment. But the real question is why are we swinging? Because, okay, so the only reason the shorty makes sense here, unless he was actually out of ammo, which I don't think he should have been, because I don't think he was spamming that much. Let's actually watch the whole round. But even then, he could have picked up Jemkins. So I don't know. That's not excusable. So the ammo's not excusable. So then the only reason this shorty makes sense is if the idea was the shorty's going to distract, right? You bunny up across, close the gap, and Monette just gets even one tag standing. But if you send the Vandal out first and he dies, like he gets one tapped, then the shorty can't even close the gap. So the only way this makes sense, and it actually may not have been that bad, is if Estrella is the one who peeks out first with a hop to break the crosshair. No, but here's the thing is that unless you were already prepped, listen, hindsight is 2020. I'm going to say that's full hindsight 2020 because if you look at the timing, okay, so 0 Point comes out. You get a tag. First, you're going with the paranoia. Now, okay, actually, this is maybe where you should have used the flash, right? Is you use the flash on top of the paranoia, so this side and this side is cleared. But either way, that actually didn't matter because Jemkin gets a free kill onto the Odin. I guess the flash would have prevented the trade, maybe. But in that one, you know what? Speed of the moment, paranoia comes out. You had already put in your 0 Point. Fine. But that one is maybe the time where you absolutely should have used the flash. After that, you're still sticking for the trade. What's Monyet looking at? Monyet had the op. Okay, so Monyet had the op. Wait. Maybe there is a world where Asteria was out of ammo. I forgot they had the op this round. No, but it's hindsight 2020 in a vacuum. But honestly, if you think about the pacing and if you respect May, in some ways, I actually don't mind the not flashing. Because if you're trying to flash and he gets ahead of it and isolates a 1v1 on the KO as the flash is getting thrown, then it also looks stupid. So I think while, yes, in isolation, in a vacuum, yeah, because you have 2 flash drives, like, you should have reset. You still had some time on the spike. But I actually don't know if I mind that one as much. Like, that's one where I'm willing to just give the players in the server the benefit of the doubt with that choice. See how much he sprayed. Oh, he was spraying a lot through the smokes. I think he was still spraying. So he's already used 1.5 magazines, I think. Do we ever see his POV again? See where he was sitting at for ammo. Oh, dude! So he was out of ammo. Which, keeping the... I mean... Oh. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And I mentioned it on cast, too. I said maybe he was out of ammo. Because it just made no sense to bring out the shorty there. Right, so he's out of ammo. So he's falling back. So he can't spam it. He can't afford to spam anymore. He just has to go for trades. Which is fine. Here's the thing. Is him being out of... I mean, it is kind of bad. But also, like, they got a lot of space and delay because of that, right? Because they were able to keep mid clear, and then they were able to clear out mid. Cushy's able to go out and get the kill here. You've kept them at bay long enough. So, like, the spray itself isn't so much the problem. But now the weapon's not recoverable. And Jemkin had an op. So, Monyet picks it up, gives him the rifle. And then when Jemkin dies, Monyet goes for the Vandal because they want to swing out as a double swing. Cushy's a bit ahead. I mean, listen, quite frankly, there's so many steps that went wrong. Like, Cushy's way ahead of the team, too. I mean, first of all, that's just an insane shot from May. So, Estrella gets... Dude, at this point, Estrella is straight up out of ammo. Because he got the kill onto Jian. But the problem here, I think, comes from the fact that Monyet had to switch weapons. So Monette was holding this line first with the op, and then as Estrella gets the kill, Monette wants to swap weapons, but Cushy thinks we're swinging because Estrella got the kill, but that actually ends up leaving Cushy in a 1v1. If they had just continued to walk forward and had rifles, May would have had to have the most insane 90-degree flick. So it's really a comms breakdown at the end of the day, right? Because Cushy assumes we're going in because Estrella got the kill onto Jian. Monette, though, had to back off and switch his rifle. Estrella was still far out. He hadn't actually continued pushing in. So Cushy now dies. But now you don't have a weapon, so he has to switch. But if he has to switch, that call should have made properly where he's the one bouncing out. I still don't think, like, yes, in hindsight 2020 in a vacuum, yes, a flash should have been used. But I think in the heat of the moment, I don't actually blame the decision to push out as a double. It's just that Estrella should have always been the one who pushes out first with the shorty to close the gap, and then Monette goes for the kill. No, I don't think so. I think they were constantly just going for trades first. They got the paranoia and they got the numbers advantage. So instead of trying to reset and allowing May to get into a position where he can ante, because here's the thing, is that you knew May was in this corner, and again, in a vacuum, sure, but chat, you have to be very careful with arguing if just because a play is correct, the only team where you can blame them for not playing the most 100% theoretically correct play is G2, because that is how they play, in my opinion. But there are countless times when, like, we even on the cast, like, we'll be like, oh, they have flashes. Why aren't they using it? But then they double swing and they just absolutely wreck someone. And it's like, okay, in the heat of the moment, that was the play because it was a confidence play, it was a power play, it was a timing play, and you go for that. I don't know if you can really blame that. It might be something they need to work on like, okay, should we get more calm? Like, once Cushy dies, should we have just fully reset? Like, we still had some time on the spike. It wasn't that rushed yet. Like, okay, that's fair. I'm not saying that there's no fault, but I think saying that, oh, they lost because they didn't use the flash, I think that's incorrect. They still had other ways to win this round. It's just, like, it's just a series of comms breakdowns in the heat of the moment, which is a very, very classic RRQ mistake. And I don't think you can put that on Estrella. I mean, yeah, I guess he's the IGL, but, like, I don't think that's just his fault. We don't even know what the comms were like. Maybe he was constantly calling not to do that. We don't know. I mean, we have no idea. So while I agree that Estrella sometimes seems to be, like, I've said it that I think actually Teo might be good for Estrella just because he sometimes seems to be very out of sync because he's, like, trying to make the big picture calls and he's a little bit out of position because of that and things like that. I've said that before. But this one, I don't think you can put it in just Estrella. I don't think you can put it on just the flash drives. I don't think that's necessarily it. It always feels bad if you lose like a 1 or 2v1 or 3v1 with util left, but also if the idea was to always swing out, because for them to fully reset, they would have had to really reset. Cushy would have had to back off so that May doesn't potentially creep out and get a headshot and reset, because if he does that, now you don't know if he's here or here or here. So you can't do that. And if you're going to do that, but then you only have 2 flash drives, so you would have had to use one to clear close, but then Cushy can't support you. You know what I mean? Like, to run through that simulation in your head in the heat of the moment, I don't blame that. If they had done it and made the correct exact choice of timing for the flash drives, yes, sure, that would have been ideal. But actually, in hindsight, I don't think that the flash drives are necessarily the problem. No, exactly. Like, I think they just respect May enough that if you try to go for a pop flash here, like, May is not the type of player to just sit in this corner knowing it's a 1v3. He's constantly going to be going back and forth to try to isolate 1v1s. You know what I mean? So, like, I can see a world where they say, okay, Cushy just got killed, let's back off. But are you going to back off all the way onto here? Because then you have no idea. Like, May could have crossed here at that point. So you're going to wait here to throw the flash out. But as you're throwing it, does May swing wide? to try to isolate a 1v1? Does he jiggle, get Monette, and then re-swing wide, and he antes the flat? Like, you know what I mean? There's so many, and then, you know what would have happened then? Then people would be like, why is he holding you till it's a 2v1? Because quite frankly, in a 2v1, you should actually just both be holding your weapon. It's just that he didn't have a weapon. He had a shorty. But even with a shorty, it's possible if he jumps out first. But Monette gets ahead of him. And that really just seems like a comms breakdown thing. That really just seems like a comms breakdown thing. Even with a shorty, if you take the initiative and double swing out, I think it's the correct play here. I think it's the play to win. If you hang back and throw a flash, I think that's the play to not lose. I do think the idea was correct. I think Monette swinging out and getting one-tapped, and then Estrella having to try to catch up with a shorty is perhaps the wrong play. And yeah, if Estrella was so fast enough that as soon as Monette dies, he resets, picks up the rifle, and goes, maybe things are... But, like, that's like a... That's already... Yeah, this is bad fundamentals and potentially bad comms, but I don't think the philosophy was wrong here, chat. There's plenty of things to listen. Trust me, chat. There are plenty of things to get upset about RQ, especially this Abyss game from RQ. But this one, the idea, I don't think is at fault, unless you count the miscoms before with Cushy getting 1v1. So, yeah, I don't think you can do that. I mean, yeah, you can say that RQ were probably tilted. Here's what you can say is that it just continues to show that RQ gets lost in the sauce when things get antsy or they get a little tilted. There is definitely a bit of a mental ceiling still for RQ. That part is also true. That's always been true. Oh, well, trust me, there were a lot of problems on this map. But this round, I don't think... In fact, this map round might be the least egregious out of all the mistakes that were present for RQ. I can't imagine, Jonathan. But yeah, the more I look at it, him running out of ammo, yeah, you could argue like, well, you should always save a magazine, but like they were getting value out of his smoke spam. So it's not like he was spamming and then just being like, well, guys, I didn't get a kill. It's not that. So the smoke spams were fine. The map movement was fine. The beginning to the retake was fine. But first of all, no matter what, May was a god here. But two, literally if Estrella was the one to jump out first, I think we live in a different world. So... it's a composure problem, a bit of a comms problem, maybe. But like Anders said, you can say composure problem, but that eventually boils down to fundamental problem. Because you should have enough fundamentals that even if the composure breaks down, like it's just like a autopilot is still really good, right? So, yeah, I actually think this round, the more I look at it, this round might have been the least egregious out of all the potential mistakes that RQ made. And May's just really good. Right? You put any other duelist, you put any other duelist from Pacific in here and things might be different. Yeah, the more I look at it, this round was actually not as bad as it seemed in the heat of the moment. It just seemed like it because it just seemed like it's because May already dwindled it down to a 1v2. That's really what it boils down to. But yeah, I don't think Estrella deserves the heat for this round, actually. The more I look at it. I say this as someone who has both publicly and privately had criticism for Estrella. And I get it. And the thing is like he's the IGL. So like he provides a lot of value that we do not see. And I do think his overall IGLing is actually really good. Sometimes it was a little slow in 2024, but in the offseason with Cushy joining, it looked like it was getting better. And I think and I've said that as well, that I think they needed to be more vocal, like more players to get more vocal. And Cushy seems to be that type of guy. So I totally believe that he has more value than we see. But there are other rounds where, and that's why I think he could be really good on the Tejo and things like that. But this round, this one ain't it. This one ain't it. You put anyone else from DFM other than... Oh, no offense to the rest of the players from DFM, but if this was anybody other than May, this round is over before you know it. Yeah, and the good news is that the tilt didn't carry over, right? Even the analyst desk on the broadcast said, like, well, these are the, you know, Big Time was like, these are the maps that actually really impact you in terms of tilt. So you got to watch out, and they bounced right back. I'm glad that Big Time brought that. I think it was a Big Time who brought up, you know, Ewok talking about why he picked Jemkin, and one of the reasons was how well he bounced back despite having a 0-kill game in Ascension 2 years ago. And he proved it again, right? Tough game. I mean, he top fragged in this game still for the team, but they lost. There's probably some tilt going on. He comes back in on Pearl. He's still hard carrying. Like, it was really good. No, Ether, I'm going to go in and say, if both Anders and I are arguing that gun out and push out double swing is the correct play here, I'm going to go in and say we know better than you guys. Given the tempo here, and given that it's May, I don't think spending the time to go for the flash. The only time I will agree that the flash should have been the play potentially is this moment. But that would have required Cushy to already hang back and everyone just reset and be like, okay, it's May, like we got to reset. But if you go there, again, the risk is you still don't know if May is now holding box. You don't know if he's holding here. You don't know if he might creep up rope. You don't know if he's going to hold a wide angle. Like, you know what I mean? It actually creates more questions. However, this timing from Cushy is unfortunate, but this really does seem like a poor situational comms thing in the heat of the moment because Magnet didn't have a rifle, so he wasn't actually ready to push in. So, like, May is not a passive player. You have to understand that. If you know that May's not one to just sit and try to flick on to 3, then util out is the poor choice. Double, triple swinging is the right choice. It's just that Cushy gets caught and now it's a 2v1, but still the correct play is gun out, push out. Yes, he didn't have a rifle, but it was still doable with a shorty, but he had to be the first one out. That's where it really breaks down. I don't think it's very easy for us to look at. It's very easy for us to look at a result of any round and be like, but they had util, like they had the fault line, you had the flash, like why aren't you using the flash? But like the only time that I will argue that that is objectively always the correct choice is if you had a post plant setup and you just didn't use it in a 1v1. Like if you had a nanoswarm, you just didn't activate it. It's like, oh, well, you probably should have activated that, right? You had a gravity well, you just didn't activate it. Well, I mean, you probably should have activated that. But everything else, I don't like. If they tap the defuse and you don't activate post plant. Other than that, I think it gets a lot trickier. I think it's much more than simply you had to, why didn't you use it? Now, you could argue, like, before that, like, when I talked about the paranoia, like, maybe the flash there meant that Jemkin doesn't get traded, sure. But they had just thrown the 0 point and he wanted to swing off of it, and it was still a double swing. They had the numbers advantage, so I don't mind it. Right? That one, maybe, in hindsight. Yeah, maybe if you had, you know... Because Cushy could watch if they're actually exiting the site or not. Yeah, sure. Like, that's an argument you could make, but... Cushy also still has both shock darts. Correct. I mean, Manyan has a smoke. You could then you should all be arguing like Manyan could have smoked and they could have double jumped out of the smoke. You know what I mean? Like, but that all assumes that May's just gonna sit around and suck on his thumb until they push him. Like even the flash. So I think that's unfair, guys. Listen, I get that Estrella gets a lot of heat because he's oftentimes bottom fragging. Obviously, he is still the IGL, and the team has a lot of trust in him, and I get that, but, like, this round is not it. Trust me, if you really want it, you could pick out another round and say that was Estrella. But, like, this round, I don't think is it. I don't think this round is it. I don't think this round is the round you guys think you have in trying to get heat onto Estrella. I think we can all agree that we can just blame May. I think that is a good place to start. Okay? Listen, RQ fans. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. I am at the front lines when it comes to heart attacks and frustration when it comes to RRQ. But But this round is not it. This round is not the one to blame. Like, I was flabbergasted too, but, you know, I even mentioned it. I was like, maybe he was out of ammo. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. And he was. But was it, did he get value out of being out of ammo? Yes. That's why they were able to get this kill early. That's why they were able to go for the retake. You know what I mean? Like, that's why they got the delay. That's why this plant was in a bad position. Like, everything was good until May popped off. Like, literally. Yeah, literally, this is just May had a good shot. Yeah, I mean, yes, in review, you should talk about... Literally, I think the biggest thing you review here is, I think, just the fundamental of if one man has the shorty jumps out first, bunny hop, close the gap, rifle gets the kill. That's the only thing. Even Cushy's timing, I think, is really just unfortunate in the heat of the moment. But in review, I think it's really just the double swing afterwards that you talk about. Guys, if you start harping on stuff like this, of like, that's everyone thinking that you always get to play the perfect Valorant. But that's the whole point of Valorant, is that you don't, because there's a human being on the other side and you don't know what they're going to do. Sometimes they're sitting with their own shorty suddenly around the corner. Sometimes they're sitting in the smoke with a judge in overtime, right? Like, that doesn't make sense, but now it broke your, you know, very, very clean, theoretically perfect Valorant. But that's why we watch Valorant too, because if you just wanted that, you'd probably just watch CS, and that's fine. I love that. But you know what I mean? Like, the whole point is, yeah, exactly. The only team you can blame that for is G2, because that's what they do. Like, that's how they play. So when they don't play perfect Valorant and they lose, that's when you can blame G2, because it's like, well, that's exactly what you, like, you guys built your entire playstyle around that. But, I mean, that's like blaming Paper Rex for not using every single piece of util, man. You want to talk about how many rounds that team loses without using util? Come on. Like, that ain't it. That ain't it. But one thing I think is I am now 100% confident, reviewing it in slow motion throughout the entire round. This round is not it. This round is not the one that RQ should be getting heat for. There are plenty of rounds in this map where RQ should be getting some heat, and also May was just popping off. But this round was not it. Like 100%. Did you watch Fnatic versus BBL? I did. I was very impressed by Yampi's calling. I mean, it wasn't like the fanciest, but it was, you know, I mean, literally, it also just goes to show that we really still lack a lot of good IGLs. Obviously, again, in the game, it's hard to do. I'm not saying it's easy, but when I'm impressed by Yampi calling for a fast rotate because they saw, I think it was the salvos, right? Salvos come out and you had 40 seconds, so you know that the other side is free. First of all, I was impressed, but second of all, in my head, I was like, we really do lack really, like, just solid IGL, fundamental IGLs. Yeah, Tron, I saw. I was just with my sleep schedule and going to the broadcast, etc. Maybe I'll have a chance later this afternoon before the match. Yeah, Yampi's calling was very efficient. That's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it. It wasn't anything fancy, but it was very efficient. He just had the basics really pat down, and I thought that was good. And yeah, I mean, Anders, we already saw that just in that one match. Jog doing things like the jump peek out with the Euro TP, stuff like that, just so confidently. Dude, he was getting so much value out of the Yoru too, like his ults and stuff. No, I was just talking about this because I've seen it not just in chat, but like a lot of people saying like, oh, like that round, like why'd they do it? But it's like, and I was wondering too exactly what happened. But the more I look at it, this round, they played almost as well as they could, but May also just played the best he could. Yeah. Trust me, chat. I was frustrated watching this map too. But it's not like RQ played completely garbage. Because if they did, it wouldn't go to overtime. it was just frustrating because May was popping off and RQ wasn't finding the answers right away. Yampi was well, yeah, but that was but on Team Liquid, as far as I know, it was very brief because someone had told me that Sliggy had also mentioned that he wanted Yampi to IGL, but it just like within the team and the style, they didn't like Yampi's IGLing, where it just didn't gel. So I think, but pretty much everyone on that team had IGL'd at some point. So he's not entirely new, but. Wait, am I correct that only the top 4 APAC teams from last year haven't debuted yet? Heretics and Foot have not played yet either. So Gen.G, Talon, Heretics, and Foot will have to wait until next week, which is crazy that those teams get to just sit back and watch all this. It's crazy. And Gen.G and Heretics getting giga boosted. But that also means that if they lose their first match, I think they have a quick turnaround in the lower bracket, so. Yeah, I mean, listen, RQ fans, I get you're frustrated, but it's just this round isn't it. Just let this round pass. You know what? Feedback on other rounds, great, but this round, it's not it. This round isn't it. They actually play it quite well. Yeah, Heretics and Foot haven't played either, which I'm very curious about Foot. Oh, I'm so, after seeing the Turkish players on BBL, oh, I am so curious about Zeus on Foot. Oof. Like, dude, I'm so stoked to watch Foot, actually. I feel like they might really, truly be finally like a favorite for EMEA. I mean, Vitality looked good too, but like, oh. Only now are we getting true value. Oh, I mean, yeah. I don't think it's like a problem that we just don't have peak IGLs. I'm just realizing like, oh, like we still don't have peak Valorant IGLs. I'm not saying it's easy. It's just, you know, if anything, it's proof that even having just the basics down is hard for an IGL. Gen.G starting the year losing to RQ. I mean, yeah, we might as well really have Gen.G starting the lower bracket, quite frankly. I mean, chat, like, you think Foxy9's ready for Jemkin? I don't think so, man. Sorry, Foxy9. I do like Foxy9. But, dude, I hope Jemkin plays at peak, though, whether they win or lose. I hope Jemkin plays at peak and keeps, like puts up number to number with texture. Because, like, the Jemkin slander is really, it's actually messed up. It's actually so messed up. I'm still confused. Yeah, VLR is wrong as far as I'm concerned. Because the official Instagram and my production schedule given to me tells me that it's on the 25th. I was confused too, because I was like, some days I look at VLR and I'm thinking to myself it's the next day, and then some days I look at my production schedule and I'm reminded that it's the 25th, and I double check today, and as far as I know, it's the 25th, and they still say 21st, and I'm not quite sure why. Maybe the official site has it wrong too, because I think they just take it from the official, right? No, official site has it on the 25th as well. So I don't know where. I mean, maybe it was given to them early on as a preliminary schedule and they just haven't checked it. But if anyone from VLR is watching, this is wrong. It's giving a lot of people the wrong idea. I mean, everybody probably took time off from their day to watch the greatest match in history of RQ beating Gen.G, and now they're just going to sit around doing nothing. Fnatic and I mean, there's a lot of talk about the EMEA schedule as well, but now that I'm looking at it, the Pacific schedule isn't much better. When I was talking about it on Spike Talk with Yinsu and Hector, we were working off of VLR, and I realized this morning I was like, oh, we were all mistaken. There's Jemkins. Oh, there's Jemkins Lander. Maybe not as much after today, but there used to be an actually insane amount of underground Jemkins Lander. It was kind of crazy. Oh yeah, we have the esports tab in the schedule now. Yeah. No, but I think Jemkin's capable of matching texture. It's just how do the teams work around them, right? But today, RQ looked so good in maps 2 and 3. Like that was, like they had their own color of aggression. It wasn't just Paper X copy paste either. I mean, Cushy's looking good. I mean, everyone looked good actually on the side of RQ. So, yeah, I mean, look, when Estrella puts up numbers when he does, man. Like it's not even like it's not like he's FNS level. I'm sorry for FNS. He's just become the standard right now for bot fragging IGLs. But it's not like he's always down there. He does have maps where he puts it up too. So it's not like he can't do it. It's just it just depends. If Jemkin can match the best duelist in history, wow. As much as I like texture, this is some crazy Aspas erasure. That's actually insane. Texture is in the running, like he is a candidate, but I mean, as much as I like texture, let's calm down just a little bit. One of the top, yes, but like best duelist in history, that's insane. Wasn't it just aimed for map 2 and 3? Well, it kind of was, but I think why do I keep opening it again? I mean, RQ just played really up to pace. Like the moment they get contact one place, they take a fight on another. And it was very consistent. They were doing that very consistently. Quite frankly, I'm not a fan of the ISO on Pearl. I kind of get it. The Euro I love, and I kind of get it, but it's like, you don't have as many nooks and crannies. Like, if you push out of A main, you don't have as many nooks and crannies to constantly duel and keep space with your shields as you do Haven. And it's also just not as, like, you don't have as much fallback. It's just not the same idea. But they weren't even doing that. Well, partly because they were losing the first duel, but... Morning. Yeah, there's a lot of candidates in the running. But if you had to pick one, I think you still have to give it to Aspas. Dude, Bren has really created this crazy narrative that... I mean, Aspas, and the thing is Aspas, he might bait he might bait in certain times, but also he generally delivers on the bait. So, like, can you really fault him? Like, I don't think so. Yampi creates set plays on the fly. They're not pre-made. Some, but not all. Yeah, I mean, BBL looks good. BBL looks good. The calls are good. The plays are good. The aim is amazing. The amount of disrespect Durka, yes, that's true. That's true. Durka should also be part of that conversation. Yeah, I mean, I think there's just a lot of good duelists. I think it's hard to say that there's one best of all. I think the safest bet, if you had to pick one, I think the safest bet is Aspas. But yeah, you've got Zekin, Aspas, Durka. I mean, Kong is probably the most volatile out of this list, but I think you still have to put respect to his name, especially because he did win champions as well. And then Texture. And Demon 1 is a question mark just because I don't know if he's like the best duelist more than he's just one of the greatest aimers. But Ospas is the world's best jet. Because Neon was in top 5. His Neon was definitely not top 5. That is true. But chat, you're all forgetting that Domby's going to become the best duelist in the world. So like really this is a null and void conversation. I think you guys are forgetting that Domby's just gonna be the best duelist in the world. Like this, why are we even debating? Who cares about the old guard? Like, come on. You know, all these guys, you know, they're about to go to their retirement home as duelists. You know, they're all gonna turn into Sentinels next year. All of them, they're gonna be playing Cypher next year, man. Domby's gonna be running laps around him. My GN stocks are at an all. I think you got to give GN a year. That's what I was saying earlier. I think if you trust, I don't know about him other than what the teams have said in the interviews, right? So if you trust, though, that he really did have the mechanical skills and ranked, I think you have to give him a year. I think you have to give him a year. I think it's unfair to judge him without giving him a year. What factor do you think that Estrella always loses clutch? Is he overthinking because he's IGL? Sometimes we... You know what's really funny is I think Estrella actually doesn't have that bad of a clutch rate in his overall career. I could be wrong. Let's check. Yeah, I keep thinking last year was 2023. He's probably somewhere near the bottom, yeah? Which one's clutch? Clutch percentage and clutch number. That's the last ones. Oh, it is bad. Never mind. I could have sworn he had some important clutches, though. Only 3. I'm wrong. Maybe the 3 that he had were very good. You know what I think the bigger problem, though, is? I think the bigger problem is why in the world is he in 41 clutch situations? I think that's, and I'm not saying this is a team's problem. I think that would be the criticism I have for Estrella, is that why are you in 41 clutch situations to begin with, right? Because I think that goes with what I was saying, is that he's always very far behind. And I think that part is probably the fact that he's busy IGLing and like trying to think through things and like trying to just do setup. He's much more concerned with setup that he's not. If you look at all their matches last year, a lot of what happens is that like the team finds contact and they like start fighting, right? There's like 3 people fighting and Estrella's like here like making calls and throwing flashes, but then this fight ends in like 2 seconds. And then he's like, well, I guess I'm in a clutch situation again. So it's like so I think more than, I mean, yeah, you could argue like, well, then you should clutch up. And like, yeah, that could be true, right? Like this is actually where Stacks would actually thrive because he finally doesn't have to IGL anymore. But also maybe the way to fix it is simply, hey, maybe we should stick together more, which I think they did in maps 2 and 3 today. In fact, even in map 1, I think they did. So I think that is... Yeah. Oh, I didn't know RQ also added a performance coach. So maybe what we're talking about is going to get fixed. Every time I see Estrella's the last one on the team. Wait, but today that wasn't the case, though. That's what I'm saying. Last year, that was the case a lot, as we just saw. But I think that was probably part of the biggest issue. And is that partly on Estrella? Yes, absolutely. But is that entirely on him? We don't know because we don't know the comms, right? So we don't know what they were training either. Are you excited for the Hum Domby matchup today? Yes. Yes, I think it's a good test for both of them, actually. What was up with the T1 game? Do you think it was T1 playing bad or Boom really good? I think it's a little bit of both. Well, okay, so I think one thing's for sure. I think Boom prepped really well and proved that firepower isn't going to be the problem. So, and DOS9 was a really good pickup. So I think Boom proved all of the positives about their team. But I also think T1, I mean, listen, I hate to do it, but like, I'm just not, the weaknesses that I've always doubted about Stax' IGLing were coming up in that match against Boom. And that is not a very promising prospect. So yeah, it's a rough one. It's a rough one. We'll see though. We'll see if they can clean it up. Do you think DRX pulls out Tejo, and what maps do you think we're gonna see today? I don't know if they pull out the Tejo, quite frankly. I don't know. They could. They might actually be one of the teams that do. And I think this is kind of a must-win match for them, but the double duelist style feels off a bit. I'm willing to give that more time. I think T1's double duelist might be an okay read. I just think, I don't know. But I think if you're playing double duelist, you do see the limits of Buzz. Which I hate to say because I'm a big Buzz stan. But I think Buzz hits a limit when you play double duelist. Double duelist is only an okay read if it's ISO. You're also probably fair. G versus Secret, your thoughts on the matches? I thought G played really well. I mean, the first match, I'm almost willing to write off the first map as jitters, and I just think they played really well. Okay, chat. I would love to stay in chat, but I'm actually starving. I'm actually about to keel over and pass out. So I think I'm going to hop off. Are you going to take a nap? No, I probably won't take a nap. I'll probably just get some work done. Maybe play some Path of Exile too. And then we'll hop on. I'll have my Ramyeon ready. So we'll have a little Ramyeon mukbang before the Nongshim match today because they're the first match. So if you want to know the next Ramyeon cook up, I got a little surprise for you today. So we're gonna go a little ham on the Ramyeon today because today's a big match for Nongshim versus DRX. Because if they can win today, they might go far. So make sure you tune in. You know, probably like around like 30 minutes before the match or so. So hope I'll see you guys there. We'll watch party both of the matches tonight, and that should be it. It's great. The kickoff has been great. Awesome. You guys should all get some rest too. If you don't live on this side of the globe, you should go get some sleep so you can watch some absolute bangers today. Absolute bangers today. I can't do an IRL cooking stream because I just don't know how to set it up with the limited tools that I have right now. But maybe I can try to at least record the video of the process of making the ramen for today. I'll try. All right. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for the raid, Anders. Thanks for all the new subs. Love all the new follows. Welcome. Really appreciate it. Hope we'll see you guys around. And I hope you get some good rest and prep for the awesome matches later today. That's going to be it. Have a good one.